You're listening to Sit, Talk, and Listen podcast with your hosts, Payroll Rob and Xavi Bauer.
Hello. We got a special one today. Welcome, Sit, Talk, and Listen, episode 35. Xavi's here.
Hello.
And also, we got Brendan Butler in the house. What up, dude?
Hello, everybody. Hello, Bob.
So we brought Brendan in. We got some expert knowledge he's going to be dropping on us this episode. So
Expert might be a little steep, but
more expert than us, dude.
that's definitely a thing.
So
we're gonna finally end the Mount Rushmore of rivalries today.
Yep, we're going to be getting our final Mount Rushmore of sports rivalries. I know everybody's jazzed about that. And then we'll be moving on. If you got ideas for what you want our next Mount Rushmores to be, go ahead and drop those on us.
I'll make sure I leave a comment, Bob, just for you.
I need somebody to comment. I'm feeling lonely on the YouTube page. So
We got a comment.
we get comments, yeah. Sometimes. Some days. Anyway, today is March 31st, 2025. A little list for the folks. And it is episode 35, like I said. Xavier, you want to hear some of the national days we have today?
Yes.
Yes.
A resounding yes.
I just want to say this real quick.
Yeah.
I want to know when the national day of national days will be. Like
the National Day of National Days?
Well, yeah, like, there should just be a national day to celebrate national days.
Yeah.
Maybe paradox, if you will.
A national day. What day would you pick if you had to pick a date for national days?
The most doldrums of like Dog Day of August, like August
17th.
Yeah, 17th.
August 17th.
August 15th. That's a kind of a shit day.
Damn.
It's his mom's birthday.
Damn. Talks my mom like that. She's definitely
It's
a big listener.
also my cousin Alyssa's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Can't be August 15th then.
Yeah.
August 18th will be the national day of national days.
We've decided here. Put it on your calendars, everybody. National Day of National Days is August 15th. Nope.
18th.
18th.
Jesus.
18th. You just said it couldn't be the 15th.
I know, I did just say that. But then I went back on what I said. You see how I do that?
I've never heard you do that before.
It's usually my style. So we have Anesthesia Tech Day. Shout out to all the people putting you to sleep.
I mean,
But not that anesthesia tech that worked with Kanye's mom.
Nice.
Whoa.
Whoa.
We can't talk about that.
A sliding doors moment. Like, this world would be completely different if that anesthesia tech never lit. Like, Kanye slowly mentally derailed. I don't even know if slowly.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. It was pretty quick and reckless.
So
his mom died.
Maybe we don't, maybe not recognize that.
So I don't approve this day. It's the lowest so far, and I don't see it being passed.
I've had plenty of surgeries, and I approve this day. Just because I can't imagine having a surgery and not
Have
having
you ever gone
anesthesia.
under anesthesia, Xavier?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you remember anything that happened while you were under anesthesia?
No, it's a blink.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shouts out to anesthesia techs.
They give you that crazy moment in life where you just don't. Nothing happens essentially.
You blink and hours go by.
It's when I had, not to get
weirdest
too
feeling.
graphic, but it's when I had like this polygonal cyst on my tailbone, and it was like the most painful thing I could imagine. Like, it was.
I heard Kesha was born with a little tail. They had it surgically removed.
Well,
I know it's not that, but it made me think of that.
Yeah, but this, like, I had they put me under, wake up, and they had like a cup full of just
cyst juice.
Yeah. Is that Nelly song?
Oh god,
Cyst juice.
I thought it was yikes.
No, dude, that's not good. You don't want the cyst juice.
But that's the only time. But it is like you take it, and then all of a sudden,
You blink and hours go by.
out like a light.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Well, you're the one who
You just did.
All right, we also got National Crayola Crayon Day.
Oh,
So shouts out to
Crayola crayon?
Yeah, specifically, yeah.
Okay.
well, I like that better. Like, there is no other crayon.
Yeah, dude. Crayola was the
If you
makers.
get the
Do you know what year the first Crayola crayon came out?
1952,
No, idea.
Older.
1913.
I was gonna say 19.
1902, brother.
If I could read that, that would be immaculate.
Well, I don't know what you can and
I
can't read.
can read the your sidebar over
The
there.
advertisements?
Yeah, it's a little bigger. What's going on in the middle? I have no idea.
Dude, I don't
In
know
1970, they came out with glow-in-the-dark crayons. How about
How do you
that?
feel about people that pronounce like the Y and say crayon?
how. I say crayons.
I feel like
Crayon.
I'm more likely to say Crayola crayons with like
I
a
just say
hard
crayon,
Y.
like the whole middle of the
You
word.
say like
doesn't-
cranberry?
Yeah, cranberry. Yeah, crayon. Yeah.
Zombie.
I'm also completely
Good song.
aware that it's the wrong way to pronounce it, but saying crayon just seems unnecessary to me.
I was just gonna say this about Crayola. I don't know how if there's we've had so much time since the crayon has been invented, and they're the only ones who have anyone that's not just dog shit. Like at a restaurant,
They're dog shit.
you give kids these crayons for
little funsies, little doopsie
they
dopsies.
suck,
They're
and then
ass.
they just break them and take the fucking wrapper off them and throw them on the ground.
Well, restaurants aren't going to invest in Crayola
Yeah.
because kids are going to just like.
But
you
that's
said,
when you know
break
you're at a
them
good
and
restaurant.
throw them on the ground. Oh,
Wouldn't
if they
you have-
have
wouldn't they have the
Crayola?
good crayons?
yeah.
They have the good
Dang.
crayons here.
I don't know if I've been to a restaurant where they got the Crayola brand.
What's that restaurant where they had the tablecloths you could write on?
Hey, what's that restaurant with all the shit on the walls? You know,
No,
you mean
there's,
shenanigans?
No, what's the restaurant where you can write on the tablecloths?
Well,
It's around here. I've
pull
been
it up,
there.
producer Brendan.
When producer Tony is on this one, I guess we're gonna. You can write on the walls at like the breakfast joint, the Shack. You ever been to the Shack? They got you can
It's
write
been-
on the walls.
Been a while.
It's been
5 weeks since you look at me.
Yeah,
No, but really, they are a titan of the industry of crayons.
Yeah.
They are the bar.
yeah. It's kind of like one of those things. If you showed up to school and you had the non-Crayola brand
what I'm
crayons,
saying.
you got laughed at.
Yeah.
You got joned on. People said, "Damn,
But
where'd you
for
get
good
those?"
reason. Like when you say like
For good reason.
the saying of like you get what you pay for, that is completely true when you're talking about Crayola and getting some crayons.
Yeah. Yeah. But let's be honest, the markers that had the scent were much better than the Crayola markers. Give me that one
you
that
like 'em?
smelled like orange. No, I wanted to just huff the markers.
Did
dude.
you ever lick the scented markers?
I'm sure I have.
I licked it.
Really?
Yeah.
I cannot
interesting.
distinctly remember me doing so, but I know me, and I know I probably did back
That's
in the day.
I mean, I don't know. It never crossed my mind to lick it. I just enjoyed the smell. I'm like, oh, that smells great.
That's what
Why
she
would I
said.
lick it?
That's what I was thinking, but I couldn't. Oh, that's
I mean, I wouldn't go there, but sometimes. Yeah, that's true too. I just like the smell. I just like the smell. Well, look, who's a celebrity? She smells a pussy scent in a candle. Who's that? Paltrow?
who is
Gwyneth
that?
Paltrow?
Yeah, she's got like a whole
Does she?
brand. She's got like a
Yes.
vagina scented candle. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
real
so
thing.
don't knock it, dude. She's out here making money on her smell of her coochie.
But okay, well,
Hers specifically.
Yeah,
my mother listens to this.
Big Gwyneth
she knows
Paltrow
what she's
fan.
getting herself into. This is.
I was just gonna say like a vagina shouldn't be scented. If it's scenting,
That is very true.
But they're doing all these commercials now for all over body odor, dude.
the
All over
perfect scent for
deodorant.
vagina is scentless.
Ugh.
They
right?
want it to smell like flowers now.
Same thing with what men got going on. You don't want a scent coming from down there.
You don't want the musk, brother.
Dude, a dude at my job
No.
just got fired, and he used to call
Musky Matt.
Steam. We call him Steam and Beeman. His last name was Beeman, and he
Ooh,
was
Steamin'.
a rank dude.
Gosh.
Poor guy. He
How
walked
would you
in a
like that
room,
name?
you could just like feel it. You're like, oh,
Steamin's here.
yeah, just
Better than another name.
He's over there cooking in the corner.
Steaming, seeming, beaming.
Steam Seaman coming out hot.
Oh,
Steamin' semen. So I think that's good for Crayola Crayon Day.
wow, that really took us on a path.
That was a sidebar.
Yeah, that's why these national days are great. Eiffel Tower Day, and I'm not meaning it's the landmark. Yes.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
It is the
Come on,
landmark?
guys. It's the landmark. Get your
I was
minds,
like, nice.
get your minds out of the gutter. So
What a transition. almost.
raise a toast to this monumental feat of construction as we celebrate Eiffel Tower Day.
Did I see that France wants it back? Or that
Wait.
No, that's the
That'd be the Statue of Liberty.
Who built the?
Do they want it
who
back?
The
built-
same guy, Charbonneau
yeah.
or something.
He did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
same
it's the
guy.
same guy.
It should just be
Built the Eiffel Tower and
designed or built. I don't think it was a one man job.
Yeah, that's a few people built it.
no, there's Maurice
Claret.
Look, I'm
I said
not
Richard.
good.
You said Claret.
I am not good with names, but so I'll try though. Maurice
French.
Cochillin. And
Got it.
Emile, Memile.
Emile.
Gosh.
All right. Some French guys built it.
Yeah, we got it.
They were the primary designers of the
Don't hurt
tower.
yourself.
They worked for Gustave Eiffel's construction company and pitched the design to him in 1884.
Gustav Eiffel.
Gustave. What do you think of Gustave? That's a fun name.
Yeah, not enough of them.
Ooh, you know what name I just heard recently? And I was like, there's not enough of these. And now I'm kind of stalling for a moment while I'm trying to remember. It was Carson. You hear a ton of Carsons. I'm trying to think of like why Carson became popular the last 10, 15 years.
Carson
like,
Daly.
Yeah, that was where my mind went
And Fred
originally. I'm
Durst.
like,
Carson Kelly.
Is it Carson Palmer?
There is a Carson Palmer.
Or is there whose last name Carson? Sometimes you get some
Johnny
Carson.
Carson.
Johnny Carson.
Chris Carson.
Chris Carson. The guy that not a lot of people are going to know who that is.
So anyway, shouts out to all
Running
the
back.
Carsons, and also shout out to the Eiffel Tower
Where do you rank the Eiffel Tower? Oh, well, maybe save it for a Mount Rushmore
of monuments.
Would a Mount Rushmore be on the Mount Rushmore of landmarks?
No,
I don't think so.
is it like global landmarks or just
Yeah, like there's
Or
7
just
wonders of
United
the world.
States.
They're probably
Is
taking
it
a couple
Eiffel
of those
Tower?
spots.
It's a landmark, right?
yeah? But are you talking when you say Mount Rushmore of landmarks? Do you mean just in the United States, or are you
World.
talking global? Yeah, no way.
I
It's
don't know
global.
if it's even cracking the
I don't
United
think
States
it's
one.
Yeah, I agree.
But Eiffel
it's up
Tower
there.
would be right.
Eiffel Tower would be
for
what
the world?
For the world,
Maybe.
I mean, most recognizable and iconic.
I mean, do you know 7 wonders of the
I
world?
don't think it is. I think
It's
my
like
number
Eiffel
one,
Tower, Great Wall of China,
Great Wall of China is where I'm going.
the
Taj Mahal.
Yes.
Yeah, probably. And then you got the big Jesus statue in Brazil.
Yeah.
What's that
Rio
called?
de Janeiro. Where is it?
Where is the
It's called
Jesus
like the-
statue, or what is it called?
Both. Come on. No, I think it's
Yes.
it's like the big man. I don't know what they're
No,
called.
yeah. God, what is it called?
And I think Rio de Janeiro is correct. It's like the
called
big.
Christ the Redeemer.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the one.
Is that a 7 Wonder?
No,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
interesting.
It is in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and it
Yeah.
is one of the 7 wonders.
Okay,
Christ
but there's
the
also
Redeemer.
like the ancient 7 wonders of the world, like some
Yes.
of the
Yeah.
ones that were built that aren't even around anymore. Some of them,
That was like
the
the
pyramids are on there, but there's also like the gates of something. Then there's a lot of different ones.
There you go.
Jesus, I'm
You got
forgetting all the
the
specific
Great Pyramids
names.
of Giza,
Yeah.
the Hanging Gardens of Babylon,
Hanging Gardens,
the
that was the one I was
Colossus
thinking
of Rhodes,
and that one.
Mausoleum at Halicarnassus,
Mhm.
the Lighthouse of Alexandria, the Temple of Artemis, Ephesia,
These are
and the
the
statue of Zeus at Olympia. Those
Yeah.
are the ancient
That's the
7
one I-
wonders.
ancient
wish-
wonders.
yeah.
What do
Those
you-
are cooler, I think.
Than modern wonders.
Modern one
Probably
is
just 'cause
the
it's
modern
older.
ones are the Petra,
Where's
the
that?
Great Wall of China, Machu Picchu, Christ
Mm-hmm.
the Redeemer, the Roman Colosseum, the Taj Mahal, and
Yeah.
the Chichen Itza,
Those are
Chichen
pretty
Itza?
good.
the chicken pizza.
Where's that at? What is it?
It's the Mayan. It's like it's like a staircase almost built
Yeah,
into a
yeah,
mountainside.
It
yeah,
looks
yeah.
looks similar to a pyramid, even almost.
People
Yeah.
go there and climb the stairs.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's been lost a couple times, I think, because like foliage will grow over it, and like a random farmer will find it and be like, "Oh, look at this!" It's like, yeah, it's been there for a while.
Damn, we forgot to write that shit down last
Yeah,
time.
damn it!
Make sure we mark this thing
Google,
down.
call Google, get it on the maps.
That's the thing with modern technology. You never have any fun things like that where we lose it and have to find it again.
Bullshit.
if we
Tell
do-
it's my keys.
I can say, dude, if we do, it's something like that first pair of Jordans or something, you know. It's not like a fucking building.
I lose shit
So
all the
Eiffel
time.
Tower. This
So
national
National
Day really
Eiffel
starts
Tower
the
Day.
combo.
We ended up in chicken pizza land.
So how many more national days? We got to go through a couple more here.
We
There's
need
a
all
couple
of
more.
them. This could be a whole podcast.
I don't think we need all of them. I'm looking at the screen.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
there's a bunch of just kind of like I don't know. There's
We just need it
so
reactions.
there's
negative.
National Tater Day.
tater.
Shot, yeah, your potatoes.
Oh, like potato? Is
Yeah.
it National Tater Day or National
it
Potato
just
Day?
it specifically says National Tater Day.
I like that.
They call me potato salad.
Potatoes are a big enough staple that they should have their own national day, so I approve.
Bake them, boil them, fry them, mash them.
They're so versatile.
Do
Boil
what
them,
you
mash them,
want.
stick them in a stew.
Is there more versatile food than potatoes?
Ooh. Good question. Good question. There's, I mean, grains in general. Like, think about a wheat grain. How much different stuff can be made out of just pure
yeah,
grains?
I mean, yeah.
Just potato.
Just the
Is it just potato? Okay, just grain.
Oh, just grain. He's got
Like, you got
Like
rice.
Ooh, that was
Do
weird.
so much out of rice.
Yeah, you got Jerry.
But potato is a very, very versatile food.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, as far as the ways you can, prepare it. Yeah,
Tomatoes, pretty versatile.
Tomato.
What's your guys' favorite way potato is prepared?
Fried.
Just a fried potato, whole potato fried.
Yeah, I'll take
Even
it.
the French fry has so many different
specifically.
varieties.
Cut it up.
Are you a tater tot guy?
Tater tots?
Mm-hmm.
I do love me some tater tots. I'll take a
like
tater
tater
tot over a waffle fry, I think. Or more specifically,
Are we
fucking
going like
potato
are we going
wedge.
like a per average or like the best versus best on best?
Yeah, your best tater tot versus
You go to a restaurant that has
fry.
tater tots and they have crinkle cuts. What are you getting?
Tater tots.
All
It's
right,
tough,
steak
'cause
fry.
I like a good crinkle
Steak
cut.
fry. I like steak fries, but it depends. I think steak fries are a lot of potato.
Yeah. That's where they start to become real potato-y. And then you get
Yeah.
into like the wedges. Potato wedges can get all the way gone.
So you're choosing tater tot over any fry?
No.
I think I would choose potato wedges over
Like a
over tater
classic-
tots, but only good. Like we want best
Yes.
on best. Best potato wedge better than best tater
Because
tot.
there's seasons.
But
No.
on average,
It's different. They're
wedges
different.
are ass.
A potato wedge is basically a baked potato because it can have all the
French
toppings.
fry.
No, we're not talking about. Wait, are we talking about two different potato wedges?
I'm talking about like the wedged French fry.
Yes.
Like, it's like a wedged.
Yes, not
shape.
like potato skins.
Potato wedge is basically a quarter of a potato,
Ooh, not a quarter. Maybe like
an eighth of a potato.
It's an eighth of potato.
You can doctor that shit up and it becomes, fucking potato wedge.
I mean, you could
baked
doctor up
potato.
a French fry and
All
make it all
rotten
kinds of
potatoes.
crazy shit.
That is elite.
What is?
Good al gratin potatoes, but like the box kind, ooh, that's a
Those-
rough.
yeah.
That's a slippery slope. A twice baked potato.
Oh my gosh, my
There's
old roommate.
varieties of fries that I like more than tots, but I like tots more than other varieties
Or
of
like a
fries.
curly fry.
More than tots, generally.
What about like a potato cake?
Tots over most.
Did you say a potato cake?
I do like potato
Yeah,
cakes.
like
They're like
Arby's,
little.
they have
crab
like
cake, but it's a
triangle
potato
potato
cake?
cakes.
They almost have the
No.
tater tot consistency,
Yeah,
right?
it's like a giant tater tot kind of.
No, I like the little tot dollars. You know, you
They're
get
all
the
from like Hardee's.
yeah, like the little tater tot dollar.
I'm down for
coin
those.
size
Hash rounds, I think is what they're called.
hash rounds.
Oh yeah.
Those are good.
Is
see
a
it.
hash brown? Are you a shredded hash brown or a?
Shredded.
Shredded, yeah, all day.
Thank
I want the
God.
crispiness.
Unless it's McDonald's.
And if I go to a place and they're gonna serve me up a hash brown where it's like just barely crisp on top and all the other sides is all slobbery goo, I'm not interested. Give me crispy hash browns
Yeah,
throughout.
I want it.
dude.
Yeah, flip them bitches a couple of times.
Yeah,
I want it to
absolutely.
be crispy.
Yep. All right. So National Tater Day. Get yourself some taters for today. I thought this one was kind of funny.
Sound Canadian when you said that.
It's March 31st is also She's Funny That Way Day.
That's my favorite.
That's number one. I thought you guys would get a kick out of that one.
What does that even mean?
She's Funny That Way Day. So here you go. I'll read you the descriptor for this. It'll be less funny when I read this, but it'll be good still. So, She's Funny That Way Day is celebrated every year on March 31st to celebrate all the rip-tickling women in our lives, as well as the noteworthy women in comedy that we couldn't live without.
No, it's still funny. It's still funny. You did not
Why isn't
ruin
it just like funny? Like,
We can all agree that laughter is what makes life worth living.
why is it worded like that? She's funny that way day. It's like funny women day.
So
For
this
Women
day
in
is to
Comedy Day.
appreciate female comedians and kick the age-old adage of women aren't really funny in the face. Here you go. So history of She's Funny That Way Day.
Oh, perfect.
The day started when writer Brenda Meredith, who authored the novel She's Funny That Way in 2003.
Okay.
So that's where the name.
In
of
what
the day
way
came
is she
from.
implying? Is there
That
a different
way.
way to
She's
be
funny that way.
That way. Duh.
Like a quirky. She's cute in that way.
No, like a comedian. That
It's
way.
funny because they lay out a timeline of
Oh,
She's
Lord.
Funny That Way Day timeline. And they put in 425 BC, the roots of comedy.
425 BC's on there?
Comedy originates in ancient Greece in 425 BC, I guess, is
What
I'm
the
being,
hell?
is what's being told to me.
And
for them.
we don't like to generalize here.
No, that's our least favorite thing to do.
No broad stroking
But I will say
ever.
a lot. I'm thinking about if I want to dive into this pool or not. Do it, JD. A lot of women will tell me how funny they are.
I think that goes for anybody, though. If you have to tell someone how funny you are,
But I'm just
you
saying from
aren't
my
that
experience,
funny.
a lot of girls will be like, I'm funny.
Oh my god,
I'm hilarious.
I'm so kooky.
And sometimes they are funny.
Yeah.
And that makes it funnier when they say I'm funny.
She is funny that way.
That's the way they're talking about. They're funny that way.
I see. You funny how? Funny
I
a clown?
can't get out of this pool now. And I'm not saying there's a lot of women I find hilarious, and that was not like implying that. Like if a girl says they're
You didn't
funny,
say every woman I've ever met is horrible
no,
and not funny.
I know,
the
but I
ones
don't want it to be twisted as that.
Xavi said women aren't funny.
What an asshole.
Today's title for the podcast.
Yeah,
Xavi
I liked
says,
you until you opened your mouth.
if you have to tell me you're funny, you're definitely not funny.
Yeah.
But that
No,
goes
I
for all
was-
genders.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because
And ages.
I was just talking about this guy. There's this guy at my work, Spencer,
Spencer.
and this is not Tales from the Server
Doesn't
Table.
sound funny.
Not yet.
No, he's not a funny guy, but he talks about how every woman he's ever talked to wants to sleep with them and stuff. And if you saw him, no, like he's not Brad Pitt. He's always going on and on about
Well, maybe-
this woman slept
what would you say he's
slept
out of
with
10?
him. 7.
Well, if he's pulling all fours, maybe he's right.
But I was going kind of what you're saying. If you're saying how funny you are, like
Yeah.
if you're saying how many women you sleep with, I don't think you're sleeping with a lot of women.
Yeah. That's
Iggy
probably
Strode,
true.
500 women. True? Not true.
But he said that we said that, not him.
He said that.
500 women.
He said, she said moment there.
500 is a lot.
about the he said, she said bullshit.
You're not wrong.
That's a lot, right?
500?
Yeah.
That is a lot, yes.
I feel like it's like in ballpark territory where you're lying.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you're out of the ballpark.
Anything
I
over
feel like-
what?
I think if you're over 100, it starts to become like, really?
Aggressively
What are we
unnecessary.
doing here? Have you really slept with over 100 women in your
You're really
lifetime?
just trying to be a whore.
That's
at
a
that point.
lot.
Like, you should have diseases.
Well, he didn't say
You should have children that you don't even know about if you got 100 women.
Yeah,
Then-
you should.
then
It's
the
actually
odds
like
say
a
that.
statistical, like it'd be an oddity that you don't.
Like, you know how much work that would be to get like 100 different women in your life that you slept with?
That's what I've always said. Like
Like-
I could never cheat because I don't have the effort
Yeah.
or the emotional bandwidth to deal with more than one woman in my life.
And if you've not had to put the legwork in, that means you're paying for sex, and that's even more
That's just
sad.
you have
I'm
more.
single and this sounds exhausting.
I'm
You have
single.
more issues that you need to resolve. If you're paying for it, you
Yeah.
have issues deeper than women.
Yeah, you need to talk to Tiger Woods. Or-
Specifically.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to put that much work in.
Yeah,
He's Tiger Woods.
He's on the rehab now. He tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll end on that day.
Thank
That's a
you.
pretty good
Oh,
one.
no, let's name some of your favorite funny women, Bob.
Favorite funny women.
What's her face? Nikki Glazer. She's good.
Yeah.
She's
Heath
got
Glazer's
some.
good roaster.
Yeah. She's
No,
got
I'm
some-
talking about the important women in your life that you find hilarious.
James funny. My
James.
wife.
There
My
you go.
wife.
There you
My
go.
wife.
She's funny. That's why she's funny. That's
Yeah.
why we get along.
I know. That's what I was trying to tee you up for. You said Nikki Glazer.
He alley-ooped you.
You didn't
You,
say,
like
you
going off
didn't
the
say
rail.
funny women in your life. That's
great.
He said in your life. Nikki Glazer's not in your life.
He didn't say that at
that
first.
shit.
That wasn't his question. Your first question was name some funny women.
Yeah.
Not in your life.
If you were like, Nick, name some beautiful women, I'd be like, first, my wife.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Great.
My future wife out there, you're beautiful and funny.
It's, when you say name somebody in a certain thing, we got people listening to the show. You know, I want to name people that other folks have heard of.
Nikki Glaze. Oh, we've all heard of Jay.
What? There's people
Never
in the
met her.
show. Yeah, there's people that
Never
are
met his wife.
She's been
You're
in
in
our
her
house.
I wasn't invited to the wedding.
Oh,
You and my own aunts.
riveting.
I had to hear it from everybody.
I'm not mad.
Brendan really did not care.
He's so upset. I could tell right now.
I was heartbroken. Really, when the invitation never came, I was. I didn't get invited to Brandt's wedding either.
well,
He's
Yeah.
also a listener. He will be listening to this.
I didn't mind when Brandon invited me. I wasn't like butthurt. It was just mostly just like a okay.
weddings are expensive, man. You can't
Very.
invite everybody. I didn't invite my own aunts, like I said. So that is how it goes.
But
She's funny that way, Day.
For what
just
it's
since we're
worth.
on the podcast and just because Brant listens, you said you weren't invited to Brant's wedding.
Shout out, B. Sange.
Bob was invited to Brant's wedding.
Yep, it's
Okay.
true. And then Brandon get the return invite. Nothing personal. Numbers got tight. Like I said, a lot of my own fam didn't even get the invite. So
All right.
For the record,
I just wanted to say
towards
that.
Brant
For the record,
and Bob,
wax it in on vinyl.
I was not upset that I was not invited.
He's
Did not
pissed.
take it personal.
no, he's pissed.
What would you be more?
I'm
What
pissed.
would you be more offended at
What?
What?
if you weren't
confused.
Say you were expecting an invite to a wedding and didn't get it, or you were expected to be in a groom's party and didn't get that invite?
Oh,
Ooh.
I think I'd be more
Second.
upset about not being in the groom party personally, because at least I know, like, you're at the wedding, but it's like if that's a really close friend of yours and other people got that nod to be the groomsman and you didn't, and you're like at the wedding, you're like, dang, I feel like I was a closer friend than fucking Jerry from work or whatever.
Yeah, if I'm at the mental space where I've put it in my head that it's a possibility I should be at the table, did make it, that's different than me going, I could possibly be invited to this wedding and I wasn't. Those are two separate.
Unless that
because,
same
like,
person that you thought you'd be in the groom's party, you didn't even get the invite.
That'd be the ultimate tough one. Yeah, that'd be like, I really need to evaluate this friendship and determine where I am.
Kicked my own coverage here, I think.
I said, I really thought that me and whoever were best buds, but turns out I didn't even get the invite.
I wasn't even in the top 50 of people he gave a shit about.
There's only one person who I thought I was probably on the fence for at the time of their wedding, where I was going to be invited to the groom party, and I wasn't.
And?
It was.
I did not end up going to the wedding.
Did they invite you to the wedding?
Yes.
So they invited you to the wedding, but not to be part of the groom's party, and you said, you know what? If I can't be in
It wasn't like that. It wasn't that train of thought. It was that I already used all my days off at Quick Trip, that they give you like 10 of them. And then I had got scheduled for that
It was
day.
his 12th day at work. He used 10 of his off days already.
Do you know who it is?
No.
Nick Warren.
Oh. Yeah, that's a tough one.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you should have been. You should have been.
I did feel bad, and our friendship hasn't been the same since.
Yeah, well,
because
that's
of
what
me. Like
What a real piece
I
of
didn't.
shit
I
you
had
are.
a like back in the day.
and that's why if I don't invite people, then I can't be mad that they didn't show up. So we can be friends forever.
Yeah. You think
was
Nick
upset.
W's would stick together better than that?
Yeah.
Not
we
a
were
lot of them
really
out there.
Well, I was at the bachelor party.
Ooh, even worse.
Even
look,
worse.
dude. Yeah, how you gonna show
You went
up
to the pre-wedding
bachelor
event and
party?
didn't show up to the wedding?
You're like, yeah, dude, let's celebrate this wedding, and then I'm not gonna be at.
Well,
It's like going to a spring training game of a team you're not a fan of.
trust me,
weird.
man. I think about it's one of the regrets I have in
The
life.
weigh's heavy.
And if he ever listens, I want him to know I'm sorry.
Well, it's wax poetic now, so he knows that if you apologize or talk to him later in
No,
life,
like it's. I really have always felt bad about that.
and now we have it in recorded form. So
You can blame
apologies.
Quick Trip. You can blame Quick Trip if you want.
Yeah.
Well, blame myself because it's not like Quick Trip said like you cannot have this day off. I just had a long
You forgot
period,
to request
probably till I was
that
like
day
30 years old, where I did not request off things on time.
He said, wait, you're telling me this date now? That doesn't matter. I don't need to know this date ahead of time. Oh, requesting off work? I could do that? That's crazy.
Yeah, like I already have a whole weekend off, requested off for the NFL draft, and I did not.
Wild.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
already. I'm
What are you
naturally
going to
off.
miss being at work with the NFL draft?
Well, no, we're just making a whole. I'm going to Troy to visit his family and stuff. So
Well,
it's
that's
like
fine.
we're
I
making
like
it-
gatherings, but like,
so we're just kind of making it like we just use that
I'm
date.
natural. I work Sunday through Thursday, so I'm naturally
Oh,
off Friday,
yeah.
Saturday. So he's just coming out for the weekend.
okay,
It just happens to be the weekend of the draft.
cool. Thanks
Well,
for
we
the
did
invite.
want to. We used to always get together.
Tit-a-tat.
Like throughout our whole childhood, we'd get together for the first round of the draft, and we make a big day, order pizza and stuff. So it's like, hey, it's fun. Are we getting into another thing where Bob's judging us for how much we love
Friday
the draft?
night, it was late. I was
Well,
walking
Bob just said he wanted to be
home, we were
invited. So Bob,
watching
you can
the
come if you
draft.
want. I'm making food. I'm cooking.
He's got the
Reminiscing.
Blackstone.
I got a Blackstone.
That's good. I think I got to wash my hair that night. I don't know.
Do you? That's good. Well, you got the invite, so
NFL draft or
More than I can say.
WrestleMania? What are you more interested in?
Ooh.
NFL draft for WrestleMania. That's a hard one.
If I had to are you saying that I have to choose between these
would
options?
you- yeah.
These are the options that are presented to me, and I
A or
must
B. There is no
You
C.
care more about which outcome?
the draft.
Really?
Yeah.
He
'Cause I
really
like
cares
watching-
about neither.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the draft's going to land how the draft's going to land. Me watching it's not going to determine the outcome of any of that.
You can
so.
say that about anything in life that
You
you're
can say
not
about any
involved in.
movie you've ever watched in your life. It's already been pre-recorded, and everyone
It's
knows
true.
how it's going to happen.
But it's more fun for me to watch a movie unfold because they've laid it out as a story. Like me watching the draft unfold isn't
Well,
as exciting.
You don't indulge yourself in the story.
I don't. Not these days. I don't have time to get caught up in the NFL storylines.
I only brought this up because I felt a little judgment for Brendan and I's interest in the draft that we're making a whole weekend out of it.
No.
Bob
Like I
never
said, I
judged
like
anyone.
the first thing I said is after this, I like gatherings, so I'm all for gatherings. So if you want to take off work for a gathering, that's fine.
Yeah,
But
it is a gathering.
When you initially said, "Oh, I requested off work for the draft," I'm like, "Oh, what, are
Well,
you just going to sit at home and
We
watch
did
the draft?"
specifically choose the weekend of the draft for our gathering.
I do have a second TV I'm going to put in my living room so me and Nick can do what we want on one TV, take with that what you will, and watch the draft on the second TV.
Yeah. Okay, so like wrestling on one and the draft on the other?
Oh, no, WrestleMania is the next weekend, which is so ass.
But you can watch past ones, to get your excitement levels up while you're doing it.
We might.
See?
We might.
Yeah. It's a 2-for-1.
Brady was in town. We
drafts.
watched. We'd spend a whole day just watching Royal Rumbles.
Yeah. So
we might watch past drafts and laugh how terrible they
man.
are.
Where would it really be? It's like you don't even know who do you think they're going to draft in this 2005 first round. I don't know. It could
I
be.
know.
He said, "Oh, I know."
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I guess watching past wrestling is
Mario
more fun than
Williams.
watching past drafts, I would guess.
You have any idea, Bob, how much me and Nick talk about past drafts? You don't want to know.
No, it's pretty regular. I know. Because you say, can you believe this guy got drafted before this guy? That
is
team
my
was
favorite.
such an idiot.
That is my favorite conversation to have on any way.
We like to do
I
things
get
like
it.
this. We'll be like, "Oh, this guy was drafted. Can you guess the 5 names before him that were drafted?"
Yeah, and it's rough sometimes.
Yeah.
We're losing the audience, but
We do all this time on an NFL draft.
fucking make
Bob,
this.
do you have an NFL team that you give any shits about?
No.
It used to be the Rams, but now it's fuck
And,
Stan Kroenke,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it's mostly fuck the league as a whole. I do love football, so
You like
I find
fucking
that
league?
entertaining. I do watch it because I love football, but I haven't spent a dime on anything NFL related since the Rams have left.
I thought it was the Saints, though.
I enjoyed the Saints for sure, but I was bought into the Saints when they had Drew Brees, Reggie Bush, and I got sucked up in the wave after Katrina. I like that. I like that they were putting on for the city.
Pump block.
That's a common sports mantra of why people think that sports are rigged. You know that?
Because
But
of the
massive
the
tragedies
Saints.
happened and those cities win championships.
Oh, who knew that could just give teams a little bit of something to rally around? Yeah, a big conspiracy
Boston
here.
strong.
Yeah, dude, whatever.
9/11?
That's fine.
Yankees won?
Big tragedies are rallying points.
They won it on one.
So if that,
It was Yankees Mets World Series.
If people are too dumb to track why big events like that could boost a sports team to like come together and perform better, then
I
they're
didn't say I
idiots.
believe it. I just saying that's a common mantra.
Yankees Mets
I
World
guess,
Series.
but it's a
George
stupid
Bush,
common mantra.
George Bush throws the first pitch. That is an electric moment.
Yeah.
Eater.
Same year.
Dots it. That's crazy.
You had the Joe Buck moment, of him giving his poem after returning to baseball from after 9/11.
Right up there with a deep drive to left field. Drive to deep left, sorry.
Nick Castellanos.
Well, reminiscing.
So we had to get fired.
We got through our national days. You want to give a couple birthdays today?
Yes.
Famous birthdays.
I love famous birthdays.
Ewan McGregor, from the old Star
Wars.
Wars, current Star Wars guy. And then a throwback birthday, famous musician.
Hold on, let me guess.
Mozart.
Can I get
Brendan's
initials?
in the ballpark.
Oh, Beethoven.
Nope. J.S.
Uso.
B.
Jair. J.S.
Oh, John
John
Sebastian
Sebastian
Beethoven.
Bach.
Johann.
Oh, Johann Sebastian Bach.
That's the guy. So shout
said
out
J.S.
to
He's
his
dead.
birthday.
No shit.
And then another birthday for somebody that we all know, probably doesn't listen, Grant Scurria.
Hey, happy
Grant
birthday.
birthday?
Yeah.
It's great. It's
March
a big
31st.
3-3.
Big 3-3. He's older than me too.
Yeah.
What the hell?
He was rode one of those grades again like I did.
He's
Held back train.
Second grade for him, right?
I don't know. I can't remember. I don't want to put that on the man.
That worst Grant memory was like one of the biggest shots to my ego of all time.
Worst memory or best memory?
Both.
He challenged Grant to
Whenever
a
Grant was in
wrestling
the height
match.
of his wrestling career,
Oh boy.
I like probably 10 times in a row I played tap out against him like without stopping and lost every time. He was just toying with me. He bitched me 100%.
Which was worse, that or being rock bottomed on the concrete floor?
I don't really remember that, so I don't remember the before or the after or really the during.
Hey.
Yeah, it's also the same night that the light cover was broke because
By
somebody
Nick's
was doing
face or
somebody was
forehead.
doing who was it? What
Rey
intro?
Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio's intro.
That was
Yeah,
Nick.
yeah.
Yeah, booyaka 619.
That was some hardcore wrestling fun going on in Indiana.
Yeah.
apartment in
I still have that video on my phone.
2000 and-
It is
I remember
aggressive.
Maddie was
14,
picking
what
glass
we
out
say?
of my head.
I was unconscious on your floor.
2014 was what we think probably that was the year. 2013,
That sounds
2014.
right.
Yeah, and we
11
had
years ago?
we
Holy.
had Greg and Damo holding the laptop filming
Recording
it.
it.
Yeah.
They filmed it from.
Gold star!
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
dude,
Shout out to Greg and Damo.
It was because
Unconscious.
we had the wrestling video game, and so we were in a real big wrestling
yeah.
kick downtown Leroy Brown or whatever.
Yeah, that was Michael's character. Remember?
Yeah.
No, we all made guys with the last
Yeah, I had
name
like
Brown.
a Chino Brown.
Yeah.
Chino Brown.
Yeah.
Which wrestling game was that?
Probably-
I think it was SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain.
That was a long time ago.
And that's 360 or PlayStation?
PS2.
Wow, that's right. It was a PS2 because we had
was a
to
PS2.
hook up the old console just to even get that bitch playing.
Yeah, we had a
We had the NFL Street too.
NFL Streets was a great game.
legendary game.
Chad Ochocinco on the
NFL
cover
Street
eventually.
2.
That was 3.
He was
Yeah.
on there, so I just didn't know which one.
Me2 is way the best. Is the pinnacle.
It was.
So anybody else was big? If any of our listeners were big, which game was it again? WWE.
Brant Sanchez.
What was the game? The video game? I'm just trying to remember. You said it was.
Well, we had SmackDown vs. Raw. Then there was SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. There's SmackDown Shut Your Mouth.
I feel like it was maybe SmackDown vs. Raw was the game that we had. So if
was
anybody
Brock
else,
Lesnar.
any of our listeners played SmackDown vs. Raw on the PS2, let us know. Let us know if you build your own wrestler, what their character's name was. We'd be curious to find out somebody else's build a wrestling character.
This is basically just a half the show is a wrestling podcast now.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a natural time to just jump right into it. So Xavi,
Yeah.
Brendan's here. I got my 2 wrestling guys now. They're gonna enlighten me on why I should be a wrestling fan from this last week's turn of events.
I was told not to shove it down your mouth anymore.
Down your mouth. That's not a thing people
Throat.
say.
Throw it in my mouth, my motherfucking mouth.
And I was also told not to talk about wrestling.
The only guy that gives a shit is now also on the pod.
No, Brady is a huge wrestling
Yeah,
fan.
I know.
And
Did you know
Fabian.
that? Did you know that Nick
And
has a
Fabian.
group
Shout out
chat with all his
Fabian.
wrestling friends, and I'm not invited?
Damn.
We can add you.
And he said, we had this conversation about a week ago. And Nick said, "I'll add you." He has not added me.
Damn. Feels like there's a rift in the wrestling fan community.
There's no rift. I just think it's funny to call Nick out on the pod.
I just find it funny that,
It's the time to do it. That's why I called Bob out for not inviting Brant to his wedding.
yeah, it's the time. It's the time.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
it is. Okay.
Brent knows it's 100% personal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Brent.
It'd be funnier if when I get married, if I invite Bob. Then I
Yep.
can really shove it in his face.
Whoa.
I mean, that'd be fun.
You go to my
I don't
wedding?
expect an invite.
Would
But
you go to my wedding, Bob?
yeah, if I'm invited.
Hell yeah, brother.
I don't think I've ever turned down an invite to a wedding.
No, not true.
Really?
Who got-
Whose wedding did I not go to that I
My
was invited
sister's.
to?
But she didn't have it, but you weren't
didn't
going
invite
to.
me.
She invited
She
you to
asked me to be a DJ at a wedding that was going to be in Georgia. And I said, I think I'm good. And then there was no invite for anything past that. So, no, I was not invited.
I did
to-
not get invited to that wedding either, but my sisters went. So that
Yeah.
was fun.
His sisters.
And I have no qualms about not being invited.
Yeah, I don't
I
care.
have
like it.
no qualms. Can we say I have no qualms?
My parents were the only ones who got the invite to your wedding. That's fine.
And your grandpa.
Oh yeah, he
Wasn't
played.
he-
He played. He basically did what you were. So
Ooh.
so by that standard, you were invited to my sister's wedding.
No,
Big-
but I sent an actual invite to every member of the band. They were invited and to bring a +1.
Oh.
So,
Shit. Up
Yeah.
yours, Nick.
You
My
didn't
grandma
know.
faked an illness to get out of Bob's wedding.
Really?
Yeah, there you go.
She faked an illness? You confirmed?
I don't know.
Wait,
Theories.
you know.
Theories. Rumor boys.
it's hearsay.
The one that she said bullshit from before.
But, I mean, sick, not sick, nobody knows for sure.
No, she was. She wasn't. She actually went back to the hospital and was in the hospital after your wedding.
I've never known your grandpa to try to pull one over on me. So I 100%
Your
figured
grandpa's a
your
big fan of me. I know that.
think that your grandma was not feeling well that night. But shout out to the other Winterbauers for coming. And look, your parents got the invite, like I said, over some of my extended family. My aunts.
And me.
And Brendan.
My
and Brent.
parents stayed the entirety of the wedding.
They had a good time. I hope so.
The most drunk I've been in the last 5 years was at Nick's sister's wedding.
Weddings are good for that.
Most drunk I've been in the last 5 years was probably
Saturday night.
Different segment, guys.
No, this is a good segue. We'll get to the wrestling. I kind of want to hear the Xavi's little tales from the servers table, maybe, and then we'll come back to
I
wrestling.
didn't come back to wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Tales from the Servers Table. Well, there's a good friend that we all have at Rosalitas. His name's Carlos. He's very well liked. He's
Everybody
going
likes
back
Carlos.
to Mexico for a few months. So we're all going to miss him these months that he's gone, but we were going to just have a little going away party.
Yeah, send them off with a little gathering.
So Saturday I worked a 13-hour shift. Oof. And it's been a gauntlet this week, just getting at it.
People are feeling that Tex-Mex food this week.
I'm not gonna lie, when you said we have a good friend and you said Carlos, my thought was you talking about me and Bob and you, and I was like, who the fuck is Carlos?
Carlos?
Yeah, you guys not
I've never met Carlos.
Yeah.
I just can assume
You said we, I was like,
we as in the extended
I've
Rosalina
talked about the escape room groups on here, and
That's fine.
he is part of that.
that's fine.
Don't get me started on escape rooms, brother. We'll skip over
Not
that.
worth the money.
So anyways,
If it's $37.
31, great.
Yeah.
31, 37, too much.
Triples is best. Triples is safe.
well, so we all go to the bowling alley at Crestwood Lanes because they're the only people that were like prepared to take on 40 people showing up at 11.
40? You're rolling 40 deep to a bowling alley?
Dude, people love Carlos. He's not lying.
Yeah, really. He was like, this is crazy to see how much people love me.
He said, maybe I won't go back to Mexico. People are going to forget about old
Oh,
Carlos.
so I didn't get invited to Carlos's party now. I didn't make the top 40?
Well,
Dude. There's 40 other people that got invited before us, Brendan.
I don't even know Carlos.
so we were getting after. We got there. We were getting after it, and then it's like 1 o'clock, and
You got hammered drunk in a bowling alley?
That's commonplace for bowling alley, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I guess so.
our boss, one of our
Shout
managers,
out Crestwood Lanes.
one of our managers, Callie, wanted to come, but we were like, well, this is closing at 1:30, so then the troops all decided we're going to rally. We are going to go to a 3 a.m. bar.
Which one?
We went to the trophy room. It is on
Shout out
Arsenal.
Room on Arsenal, right
And
there by
it was popping when we got there.
Arsenal Schnooks.
Roll 40 deep to the trophy?
No, only like 15 of us.
Casualties?
Made
Yeah.
the-
They said we made it to 1 at the bowling alley, but we can't roll that way to South City. Most of them probably were just scared of the city. Let's be honest. County kids.
So we turned up. I Ubered home, and we were after it till like 4 a.m, and then almost 12 of the 15 people were the people who had to open the restaurant yesterday.
It's always good when that works. It's usually that's how it works. I feel like the
At least as a group, you guys made a group bad decision.
Yeah.
So you guys were all feeling the same way.
Yeah, we
when you
got
came in to open it up.
Well, somebody showed up there with a giant hickey on their neck.
Oh.
And we were like, we left you at 4 a.m. What?
Pause. Hickey, top 3, one of the most unattractive
Not
things.
great. It was cool in high school. It peaked in high school. It was like a
Even
social
then.
status thing then.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was purely like a
Look what I
like a
did.
territorial marketing.
Yeah, it was like look at this.
It is. It's a good territorial market.
No, unattractive.
I'm not saying it's attractive.
Oh yeah, but it's like
If I see a hickey on like a grown ass person, like
oh yeah,
mid-20s and up,
Grow
I'm
up.
like, get your shit together.
figure it out.
I
Agree.
have been a victim.
I've been a victim. You're gonna call it? You've been victimized. You're gonna put victim in that situation.
When's
What
national?
situation were you
National
in
hickey.
where you got a hickey and can call yourself a victim?
Put the man to the test.
I show up at sport, but anyways, this is not about me.
Well, I said pause because we were talking about hickeys. So
Yeah, I agree.
don't jump out of the hickey conversation just yet.
Sports and social.
Sports and social. Last time Xavier's been victimized by a hickey.
I was the victim of a hickey.
So we need to see
Bitch
if
skin. Couldn't take it.
thin skin could.
Bitch skin.
Bitch skin.
Yeah, that's what Brand calls people who bleed at work. Bitch skin.
It's true.
Damn, dude, you're bleeding. You got that bitch skin.
It's hilarious every time he hits it. It was always this one guy, Colin. And he would keep cutting himself, and Brand's like, "You have some fucking bitch skin, dude."
God forbid the guy's got some sort of disorder or something
It's
with like thin skin.
It's hilarious. It was funny every time. It always hit.
Nice.
Well, let's petition to get a national victimized by hickeys day going for Xavier.
But anyways, I was just
we'll
shocked
continue this
because
story.
we all left at 4, and evidently she had to be at work at 10. So
she had time in between to get that hickey.
I was like, "What in the world?"
Oh hell!
National Hickey Day is February 19th.
Really?
Let's go.
There you go.
There is a National Hickey Day.
There's a National Everything Day.
But
If you
where's
try hard
yeah?
enough.
Exactly.
We missed National Hickey Day.
We weren't on the national days by that point. But
We
that's
got-
the thing. We record on different days, so we might miss some.
We got to
years.
start reviewing for the whole week.
No, because then it's going to miss it when we get to like episode 300. You know, we might land on a date that we haven't done yet.
True,
right?
true.
Or you could land on a date you have done yet and then reminisce on the last time we talked about it.
Yeah.
every episode is just going to reminisce about past episodes. Is how we'll continue.
I think
this
we
podcast.
finally found like a steady like on Mondays is our day.
Mondays feels good right now for sure.
Right now.
Life changed.
So okay,
brothers.
back to the server table.
Yeah, give us the opening. So you opened up
victim.
on
The
Sunday.
hickey victim.
Everybody's hungover.
Yeah, dude.
Is there
Girl
anybody
comes in
that was
with-
working that didn't go out till 4 a.m.?
Yeah, who was opening that didn't go out? He said, I don't know.
I'm sure that guy felt that person felt like an asshole.
Desi was she tapped out at 1:30.
Oh,
Well,
But
she was still hanging.
So yeah, but she was back.
she
in
opened.
there. But she also has to drive all the way back to Hazelwood.
She didn't have time for hickeys. I mean, she had time, I guess,
Christ,
but
dude.
what? The other girl showed up with hickeys?
read the room, Bob.
Whatever. Hickeys be hickeys.
I don't know, man. She also listens to this podcast.
All right, and she didn't show up with hickeys, so good
for
job,
her.
Desiree.
Okay, and we are moving on to the later part of that day.
Opening up on Sunday.
Open up on Sunday. I am just feeling
Locker.
I'm not 25 anymore.
Locker.
I'm not 22 anymore. And I'm like, okay. They put me on the patio with 2 other people, and I was like, 3 people on this. You seen the patio? It's huge.
Right there.
And Sam was like, well,
And it's the furthest away from the kitchen.
yes. And he's like, well, there's going to be a tornado coming through at 11 today, so probably not a lot of people. Well, it till 2 o'clock, it was like just
Gorgeous.
yes. And I all of a sudden have like 5 tables, and I'm like, what is happening? And they're like, oh, Nick Seamus, who is the owner of Rosalita's, is coming in your section with his family.
Naturally.
And I just look rough.
Yeah.
And he greets me with the look what the cat drug in. And I just like leaned into it. I was like, brother. I was like, I'm not 22 anymore. Yeah. He got a good laugh, and
Thought it was good when you can be hungover and get the owner to chuckle.
Then I tried the hair of the dog and drank a couple vodka Red Bulls yesterday, and
While on a break.
on a break.
We were on a break.
It was pouring outside. I did
Yeah.
not have another table after that.
Yeah, there you go.
Good.
Yeah, so
And
but
he was
Like
feeling
hedging your
a-
bets, but with drinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was great tales from the server table because it's so good to see a whole community of people that
Yeah.
like each other enough that they're all going to go celebrate
Coming
somebody
out
else.
for Carlos.
Oh, they only
Yeah.
like Carlos. They don't like each other. Just Carlos.
That is true.
I've
There's a lot
heard
of-
the other stories from the servers table. Yeah. These people don't seem to like each other
They were
very
there.
much at all.
As much love
They were all
flows.
there.
No, well, people previously mentioned in
Ooh.
tales from the server table, they were there.
Together?
And,
Yes. Well, they don't know.
and to not be specific on details, there was confirmation of past server tale stories.
Yeah, just take that for what you will.
Oh.
First-hand confirmation,
We
some
joined
might
in?
say even.
Yes.
So my
I
God,
said yes.
it is going down at the Rosalitas. Before we know it, it's going to be Days of Our Lives, Days of Confused, all of it. I don't even know.
Previous stories were confirmed firsthand.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
I know the stories you're talking about.
Yep. And so all of our other listeners, go back and figure it out if you haven't figured it out yet.
The old Sherlock Holmes on it.
Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep.
So,
That's a good one. And it was a good, successful week.
more tales from the
A
service table.
profitable week.
The day before that,
Day before that.
Brendan and his girlfriend Miranda came in, saw me, and got me this cool.
JETS, Jets.
So it's always that's awesome.
You know the story of how you
it's,
got that hat?
You told me.
What would you call that? A mesh back hat? What do you call those kinds?
Trucker hat.
Trucker hat. It's got the mesh back and the green front with the Jets little patch on it. Trying to paint a description for those listening.
So Miranda, when she was in Jersey for the thing, she asked me if there's any teams I would like memorabilia for that she could find up there, and I listed the Jets on there amongst a couple teams that I liked, and I swear I put the Jets because Nick likes it on the text. I omitted the because Nick liked it. So she bought a Jets hat thinking it was
Assuming
for me. She brought it home, and I was like, I am not wearing that.
That's great.
I'm never wearing that. She goes, well, why'd you ask me to get it? I was like, oh, Nick likes that team. She goes, so I spent money on my vacation
A lot,
for
dude,
Nick.
because this is she forgot to take
details.
she forgot to take the sticker off.
no, she didn't forget. That was
She did-
purposely.
she did it on
Dave,
purpose.
You're worth this much to me. I hope you're happy.
It was a good amount.
Yeah.
Like she must have bought that at the fucking Jonas
store.
Brothers concert. Yeah.
Off the Jonas Brothers head.
I was like, oh my.
Authentic from the Jonas.
Off Joe Jonas.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, oh my god.
makes you beautiful.
That is
Is that
not
Jonas?
them.
No, that's One Direction.
Oh man, well this is awkward.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I got
You're
my
not versed in your teenage boy bands?
yeah my aughts boy bands. I pretty much stop after NSYNC.
Who's what?
Whose dad from One Direction texted, you think, people to get them famous?
I'm sure all of them. All their dads or uncles, somebody's.
Is that a ricochet shot for Taylor Swift?
Yeah, according to Bob.
Bro, anybody that's made popularity in pop music in the last 15 years, there's some type of nepotism going on. Let's just call it like it is.
I mean,
you have to look through it. Somebody has either there's nepotism or there's somebody that's got a lot of money that's backing them, and that's essentially
you gotta know somebody to get anywhere these days.
It's pay to play. It's all pay to play.
Here's what I'm wondering though, and I am a look in the mirror guy, and I wonder if there is some projecting going on because we haven't put in the hard work and dedication that it's taken to accrue that success.
I'm not even really looking at our own spot. I'm looking at people that I understand are very talented artists, but they don't have financial backing or connections to be able to reach the heights that other artists that don't have the same amount of talents.
Could any of this stem from jealousy deep within that?
Sure, it could, but I'm just calling it like I see it. If it's facts, you can look back through time and see that all of these major celebrities have had somebody be a major financial backer, and that person was either a family member or somebody else that's close to a family member that backed them majorly in a financial way, that allowed them to afford marketing teams, that allowed them to afford production, to allow
Post Malone, great example.
Yeah. Like, is there talent there? Sure. But would that talent have gotten to where it is without, that financial backing that they got from family? Unlikely. Very unlikely.
I would say that today's day and age, it's a lot easier for a low-budget artist to make it bigger quicker because of like the internet and whatnot, and you can put your songs on Spotify. You get one, like Baby No Money. If you get one song that pops on like TikTok or somewhere, you explode and then you're off to the races.
It is.
That happens way more often now than it did maybe 5, 10, 15 years ago.
For sure. But even in those cases, there's people that get financial backing from a family member and they put $15,000 into a Instagram, TikTok marketing push. They're making these videos and they spend a ton of money to get their stuff out there. And it's just a pay to play. And then there's tons of bands that have become, I won't even say super popular, but they become a success or are able to have a career off music because they've bought onto a tour. They spend $20,000 buying onto a Avenged Sevenfold tour, let's say, whatever great opening band. Yeah, they're a great band, but they're not. A lot of bands have bands that buy onto tours. Smile Empty Soul. They have bands that want to buy onto their tours, and they're a small band. But it's like if you can spend $10,000 and go on tour with a band that has a name already for themselves, it's beneficial for you as a band. But it's just pay to play. So that's why it's an industry right now that really opens itself up for. It's just, people that have money or come from money or have money and connections. It does.
Make money.
Now more than ever, it takes money to make money. I say not more than ever, I guess. But
well, yeah, probably more than ever because it gets harder. As the monopoly is playing itself out. Bigger. Yes. So it is. And it will continuously be harder than ever. Because
it used to be the only barrier to entry into the music business was like record guys. Equipment, but studios, like studio guys wouldn't waste tape recording you if you sucked. They wouldn't, if you came in as a singer or whatever and you were just a bad singer, they say, why are we wasting our time with this? Let's just go. But now, if you are talentless, they'll just spend the money to make you a marketable product, a song that sounds good, and then they'll spend all the money on your image, making your images look good. Like, there's no barrier for talent anymore like there used to be, I guess, is what irks me the most about modern music business. I don't even know how we got here. What did you ask me?
I don't know if I've ever thought about it that deep.
Let me see.
We were at Taylor's service table and ended up in the music business and nepotism.
Hat, Jonas Brothers, Bob misquoting One Direction. Yeah. I asked how many dads in One Direction got them to
sing. And you sent me on a spiral.
We're here.
And that's what makes you beautiful.
Well, that's all right. I had a good week.
Jonas Brothers song. What's one Jonas Brothers song I would know?
The year 3000?
In the year 3000. Is that how it goes?
No.
Oh.
If I don't know that, do I know any of them?
In the year 25.
Jonas. Well, Jealous by Nick Jonas.
How's that
Pretty
one
popular song. I'm not singing on the podcast. But,
how's it go? Just give me a couple words. I'm so jealous of my
It was big like 4 or 5 years ago.
That's all right. Somebody knows it, clearly.
Oh, well, yeah.
We're gonna play
in
right
their
here.
solo careers,
No, don't
Nick
play it.
Jonas is probably
You
the
gotta
most.
sing it. Xavier's trying to play it from his phone.
Trying, he is.
Oh, yeah.
High quality content.
Still gets me jealous.
Yeah.
Right.
That's beautiful.
That was,
You're so sexy, beautiful, and that's the Is that the same song?
That's not the same song, but that is a Jonas brother.
Oh, we're cooking now, baby. Who's more elite, the Jonas Brothers or the
Jonas Brothers.
Well, I was gonna, you can see where I'm going.
Yeah.
The Jonas Brothers or the Jokic Brothers?
Who, more elite?
at their craft specifically.
It's got to be Jokic brothers.
Well, it's just one. Basically, the other two are just like his
Along for the ride.
Or
dude.
like the
henchmen.
Antetokounmpo brothers.
Same thing.
Well, all three of them made the NBA.
Or the Porter brothers.
One bet his way out.
Yes.
Yeah. Wait, this is
Or the Ball brothers.
the Ball Brothers.
Mount Rushmore of brothers.
That will be next.
That'll be next.
That'll be next. And we'll go sport by sport, brothers. Oh, brother.
Oh,
Well, I wanted to lean into more of a women-driven
Women-driven what?
Rushmores.
Oh,
Women-driven Rushmore?
Not that women can love sports. Obviously, I was just saying,
So you want to, like...
So what,
Something
like
that
Mount
women-
Rushmore?
something for everybody, something for the whole audience. Is what I'm
Mount
saying.
Rushmore of colors?
A Mount Rushmore of sandwich ingredients, cleaning supplies. What are we talking? Kitchen appliances. I can't even do this with a straight face.
This is wild. Also, dishwasher, number one.
Ooh, might be. Might be. Hey, look, Xavier said he wanted this for the women. I was just trying to get clarification on what he meant.
And you went straight to the kitchen.
I did. Well,
I don't
I said
believe
sandwich
this is
ingredients
all.
first.
This is all bullshit, women. And I, being the only feminist on this show,
Feminist is what you're going to label yourself as?
I will not stand any of this shit.
You just fell over laughing at what we just said. So shut
No.
up.
What? No. I'm known as the anti-feminist, right? I'm such a woman hater.
I would say.
Bob
I think
He-Man
you're an
woman
everything
hater.
hater on this pod.
Yes.
You're just a hater, period.
Bob hater, period. Yeah, that's me.
That's
Hater,
a new
period.
thing girls are saying these days. Well,
Hater, period?
No, they say period.
Oh, yes.
Is that new?
That is a thing.
That's
Yes.
not new.
Not
No,
new.
no, they're definitely. It's got to be something on
Because it
TikTok.
was
Like, you'll say,
period.
you'll say something they
It's
agree with.
period.
Instead of saying, I agree, they just say, period.
Oh, gross.
Like, you'd be like,
up.
I think the Blues are on a heater. You got period.
Period.
And they'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, not interested in that. It
The-
used to be.
The Blues are on a roll.
It used to be you had to actually say a statement and then end it with yourself saying period.
No, that's not what it's used
No,
like
the
anymore.
period is a response now.
So we've moved past that.
So
Yes.
if you were like, to be like,
I think the Jonas Brothers are the best boy band of our generation.
period.
Period. And then you respond with period, it means
No.
you agree.
I mean,
Yes.
I hear you. I prefer a nice simple heard.
Period.
I like heard.
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 That's like a kitchen thing.
I like the classic. Mm-hmm.
I do love that.
I don't think I've ever gotten that response.
That's
from
my
someone.
favorite one. Tell them. Like if you agree with
Tell
somebody
'em. Yeah.
and you're hyping them up, tell them.
Yeah,
That's
I like
a good
that.
one.
That's a good group setting one.
Yeah.
Not a one-on-one thing. That's kind of weird. I don't think tell them works in a one-on-one
Let
session.
them cook.
Yeah.
Let them cook.
That's a good one.
That's a modern one. Look at you,
Yeah.
young boy Bob.
I try to stay hip with the lingo of
I
the
don't know
team.
if you should be known as young boy Bob.
Yeah. Young boy Bobby.
Young boy, Bobby.
My BB.
When did you drop the Bobby and go to Rob?
Once most people started calling me Bob, I was like, I don't like just Bob. Bob is like, ooh, your Uncle Bob, weird Bob.
Weird Bob.
Because
Bob Mound?
everybody's got a couple of weird Uncle Bobs, I feel like. So I just was not ready.
Nick has one.
Yeah, dude, I was not ready to be Uncle Bob. So Rob it was. It just
Okay.
felt better.
Just like
Introducing
we were
myself.
growing up and you were always Bobby, and all of a sudden you just got a beard and you were
He was
Rob.
always Bob to me, damn it.
And
Damn it.
He was always Bob to me, damn it.
And I've always held the position that everybody knows. If you knew me as a Bobby, I'm always a Bobby. I got no qualms. You don't need to change.
Do people call you Bobby still?
Sure.
I reference him as Bobby and go, Bob, Rob. He's grown up now.
Yeah, one of my exes had you in their phone as like Bobby Rob Bob or something like that.
That's how Jamie's got me saved in her phone. It's Bobby Rob Bob Boomer Billy.
yeah, the Boomer Billy. I don't know about the Boomer Billy,
That's
but
what I'm saying. I'm the man of many aliases.
All the same thing, though.
Yeah. Boomer Billy was Echo City nickname and then Shots Fired nickname. And then the heydays call me Bert these days.
Bert.
I do like Bert.
Bert.
See? So
I know.
I will
I-
never call you it, but I like it.
Bert. Yeah, I like Bert.
But
Bert, you can't be a hater and be a Bert. Bert's like a cool guy.
They hit me with the, hey, Bert. You know?
Hey, Bert.
Hey, Bert.
I'm thinking of Burt Reynolds.
Bert and Ernie.
You want to be on Burt Reynolds?
No, yeah.
Young boy Bob and Bert Reynolds.
So I'm Rob for now. Maybe I'll be Bert, you know, in my 40s to 50s.
Big Bert?
I'll be Bert. Big Bert.
You got to put on some weight so we can call you Big Bert.
Man, I'm getting there.
If Bob comes in at like 305, that's Big Bert.
That's Big Bert.
No, if you meet a guy and he says his name is Bert, do you assume his name is Albert or Robert?
Robert.
Good question. I hadn't really thought about it because I never thought of Robert as being like a Bert. I figured like I guess an Albert. So yeah, I guess I would assume Albert first.
Well, Bo is also from Robert, right?
Yep. I've had not a lot of people, but for a short period, one person would say Bo.
At least all of those make sense. There's some nicknames that are derived from names that make zero sense.
Lydia and Eve, shouts out, stepsisters. Lydia specifically gave me the nickname Obo. That's Bob Inside Out.
Oh, yeah.
It
OBO.
is.
I do like that.
I like Obo.
I got a lot of names, boys.
Just Nick for me.
So, but I think
Nicholas.
Xavi. You got Xavi. Who you
Which is
kidding?
derived from your middle name, not Nicholas.
Xavi Butter Biscuits.
People at work call me Nicholas because it's just how it shows up on the schedule. I'm like, we got to knock this off.
Well, the person that calls me Nicholas is my mother.
Yeah, same with like
Your
Robert.
mother, really.
If somebody's calling me Robert, it's like I just got hired and nobody knows, you know. Oh, Robert's here.
Yeah.
It's on my fucking name tag. Thanks.
Yeah, that's what they call me Nicholas. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness.
I have no shortenings of my name. I have the same name.
Dan.
B. Butler.
Dan. Dan is from little children. They cannot use ours like
But
correctly.
people call you Dan.
My mother calls me Dan. And that is it. And small children.
And small children.
I don't want small children to call me anything.
They don't calling you daddies. If you get a little surprise, that'd be the only reason a small kid's calling you anything. It's calling you daddy.
You see all those words I just get put in these predicaments, and I try to navigate live on air.
It's all good.
That's the fun of it. That's how we roll
Being
here.
a dad is fun.
You're not my dad.
Stupid dude.
So
No,
we
I
got
don't
on
know.
Bert. So I was saying, so they call me Bert in Heydays. We had a Heyday show this past weekend in the Grove. A spot called Hot Java Bar. Used to be the Ready Room.
Grove. That is it's an interesting area.
It's popping. It was popping off Saturday night. There was people walking up and down the streets. It looked like a city that had things going on. I was excited. Yeah, the gays really brought that part of town back.
A niche community.
What?
It's like a community.
It is
Yeah,
a fun
it's a great
time.
community.
Like if you go there, it is a fun. There's fun to be had in the Grove.
So we played at this joint called Hot Java Bar. Like I said, it used to be the Ready Room. It's pretty new remodel, but they do. I was telling Davey about this before you got here, Brendan. So like originally they had us to play for 4 hours, and then like the whole time leading up to this gig, the details kept changing, and it ended up finally being like 5 days before the gig. They hit us up and they're like, "Hey guys, the owner has got some sort of private event that they want to do at night, so we're gonna actually need you guys to stop playing at 10:30." And so we're only playing from 8:30 to 10:30 at this point. And it's like a ticketed event, and normally these Heyday shows we don't do are just free for anybody to show up. So the fact that it's a ticketed event and they're going to cut it to 2 hours, we're like, all right, sure, whatever. And then come to find out later that the event afterwards wasn't even a private event. They were having a second ticketed event that same night. It was like a DJ. It's like, cool.
What?
So anyway, we're playing this show, and we get a little break in between. We did like a 5-minute break, so we could try to go to the bathroom, the band and stuff. Normally, it would take a little break. So we go take a break, and I'd go to the bar to try to get a drink. And in this Hot Java bar, they're doing these like espresso martinis, like tiramisu
Think about me.
martini.
Think about,
They had one bartender.
Espresso.
Yeah, they had one bartender, and it's like they assumed that we weren't going to bring people. We had like 50 people show up to this concert of ours.
That's pretty good.
So there was
One bartender. That's okay. That's need more
That's
than 5
what I'm
minutes.
saying. This place acted like they didn't expect anybody to be here. I'm standing in line waiting 10 minutes, no joke, for this one bartender to make one espresso martini.
I feel bad for that one bartender.
It's like she was doing her thing, but she had, at least 15 steps
She was
to make
like
this martini.
sweating, dude.
But yeah, those are all not like just open a beer and let it rock.
That's what she did for me. Like I just wanted a beer. I just got a Mickey Oltels. So I was her
Mickey
favorite
Oltels.
can. Sponsor.
I wish.
So all I knew is like Gordon Ramsay be pissed. He'd say, "We got what the hell what are we doing? We got to get these ticket times down. I work on my Gordon Ramsay.
Scottish.
That was really Irish. I thought.
I didn't think about it much before going into the voice. It just kind of came out of me.
Somewhere out the UK.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Fun show. People had a good time, but Hot Java Bar hire more bartenders or like.
Well, they just
be a
didn't.
little
They
quicker.
didn't.
They didn't staff correctly.
Yeah, they just didn't believe in you.
I guess.
What did you say? That was Saturday.
Saturday.
They had 9 tickets for pre-sale, so I'm thinking the restaurant probably was like, "Oh, well, we're not going to have a bunch of
Do you
bartenders on."
think
But
that
we
you
told them-
want
we told them
more
we had-
bartenders out for a Saturday night anywhere?
Right, and they had the DJ event going on afterwards.
Maybe they had
It's
a
like-
call off.
It
Somebody
could
got
be.
sick.
I saw the owner. She hopped behind the bar
Pulling out of the
after
night
that,
before.
like after the drink took forever, and I was waiting for that beer. I saw the owner hop back behind there and was helping out the bartender. But yeah, waiting in line for 10 minutes for somebody to make a drink
It's rough.
It's rough.
Especially whenever all you want is a beer. You know that when they get to you
Exactly,
finally,
exactly.
I have a 2-second drink order.
So I guess I'm asking, in your guys' mind, how long should a cocktail take to make in a bar? Like, what's the longest that you think is acceptable?
I think it depends
For a
on
craft,
where.
handmade
Depends on where I'm
cocktail.
at. If I'm at just a bar, just a random bar,
It's a little bit above like a hole in the wall bar. They're trying to, have a little bit of class.
upscale hole in the wall, fancy hole.
Yeah.
1 minute.
It depends how busy. I'm very lenient and accepting of I'm upset at 10 minutes. I'm a little peeved. But
Yeah.
I'm not upset at the bartender. She's obviously doing the best she can. If she's by herself,
But if they put drinks on the menu that take that long to make, they need to make the process a little bit.
That is a establishment issue.
Yeah, like they got to streamline that
And
cocktail.
figure it out.
That's what I
And
say.
make it maybe like if you're gonna have some crazy mix thing, maybe make it in bulk.
Yeah.
That way you can disperse it quickly.
Or like some sort of mixer and bowl. Like I get that you got to do the coffee
Yeah.
fresh or
But if
whatever.
it's like-
You're going to do the espresso out of
There's
the
like
machine.
4 different alcohols and then an espresso in a machine. Just you can start the espresso and then have the other shit that goes in there.
Yeah.
In some kind of pre-mixed diddly do.
And I don't know how much room they have or how expensive these ingredients are. If they can have,
The drink was $12, so that tells you they probably don't have a ton of overhead on the drink. Like they're not spending $7 per drink to charge $12 for it. They're probably it's probably just an espresso machine with a couple other simple mixers and garnished with a little bit of whatever.
Their overhead doesn't go to
grounds.
staffing.
some Java beans.
Some Java beans, yeah, hot Java, baby. That's the one. So I don't know, it's a good gig, but thought that the place needed to be a little bit more prepared.
Yeah, I feel like especially if you think you're hot enough to have 2 separate ticketed events,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
charge separately for them both,
Yeah.
which doesn't even happen for like a music festival. You might want to plan for at least one of them to pop off.
Just kicking everybody out right after your shit.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate thing because everybody was, high spirits. We always usually do. I'll give it away, guys. Don't worry.
Freebird.
Well, Sugar We're Going Down is usually our last song of the night. And so that got everybody hyped.
That was gonna be Mama, I'm Coming Home.
Ooh.
I'm coming home. You know the one.
By Ozzy, I think.
So that was a good gig. And then Sunday I went to the record store. I was telling Xavi we got we had a record player for a while now and some vinyls, but I didn't really have any good speakers hooked up to them, so it wasn't super enjoyable to listen to it. But I finally got a good set of speakers, like full range speakers hooked up to the record player, and boy is it enjoyable to like just sit back and listen on a good set of speakers the way the music should be heard. So now I got the bug to buy more vinyls. So
You're addicted to vinyls.
yeah.
It's elite, though. It is elite.
It's a
Before
slippery
you got
slope.
here, we were up there listening to Good Kid, Mad City.
I have been inside stores of all kinds and seen vinyls of albums that I enjoy and been like, I don't even have a record player and I really want to buy it just for the aesthetic of having the vinyl.
Yeah.
So I can imagine if you enjoy listening to it, it could only amplify that tenfold.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not like I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, the sound quality, blah blah
You're a
blah.
vinyl elitist. I get it.
No, like
Well,
vinyl.
the sound quality is better.
It's not better.
It is better.
Speakers are
The
very.
speakers are better. I have better speakers hooked up to it right now than what we usually listen to our Spotify and stuff on. That's why it sounds better right now. But the sound quality and vinyl, it's got a character to it. There is
Yes,
a
I like
character
that.
to the vinyl, but it's not better. I enjoy the dynamics of vinyl, like the quiets and the louds are more. There's more range, right?
Or- yeah.
But really, just listening to music on a good set of speakers is elite, no matter what. But yeah, like I said, now I got this bug to buy all these vinyls, and so we went to the record exchange down by the old Bishop Dubourg.
Yeah, which is a great,
cool store. It's like you're rifling through like a thrift store essentially because you just got boxes and boxes and boxes of records. So I found me an old exactly. So I found me an old Supertramp record, Crime in the Century. Got that one. And now I told Matt, our friend Matt from Indiana, he got me on Discogs, which is like a great app for finding vinyls and
seeing.
band.
I was like, never heard of them.
Discogs.
Do you have any vinyls on your short list that you have targeted as things you want next?
2112 is for sure one I got to grab. 2112.
Told me.
Xavi's loaned me Good Kid, Mad City. So
on vinyl?
I've been spinning that one. Yeah. Shout out Brant Sanchez for that one.
Well, it's mine.
It's Xavi's, but he's letting me listen to it for a little bit.
Good Kid, Mad City, possibly my favorite rap album of all time.
It's my favorite album of all time.
It's enjoyable to listen to, and so I'll probably get one of my own copies of that. So I have that. But I want Damn. Yeah, Damn is on my short list.
My favorite rap album of all time is probably Isla by Kevin Gates.
Oh, it is.
Banger.
You probably know some Two Phones.
Two Phones. I got two phones.
One from the plug.
That's on there. But yes, that is Kevin Gates.
Yeah, that'd be the one that I would know. I don't think I've actually had a chance to listen to that whole.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, really? That's Kevin Gates.
All my diamonds shine because they really diamonds.
That's right. That's a good one. Ooh, you know what's now we're going to jump down this rabbit hole, but
we might not make it to wrestling.
No, we got time. I
have to work at 4.
Big Sean.
No one cares.
I think I'm ready to jump out the window. Like that album?
Yep.
That's a good.
Like
I Decided. All right.
Is that the name of that record?
I Decided are dedicated.
I want to say it's I Dedicated sounds maybe more right. Honestly, I'm missing it right now off the top of my head. Producer Tony could tell us. That's okay.
Jump out the window, Big Sean.
I decided.
Oh, so I got it.
I decided, period. Well, it's like that period is actually on the name. But yes, period.
Shout out to my period sisters. Not like that. My sisters that also use the word.
But yeah, so Matt got me into the Discogs, and what I was basically going to get to is it's a slippery slope because now I'm aware that there's albums and vinyl out there that I had no idea were even a thing.
Yeah, pretty much everything comes in vinyl now.
Well, sure that, but like there's a Rush live vinyl from 1980 concert in St. Louis that's got like only a handful were pressed and they're out there, so it's a few $100s for that vinyl.
Few hundred?
It was like $100.
Oh,
there is some vinyls out there that are very rare and very, very expensive.
So that's what I'm saying. Is like now I'm stuck in this
signed vinyls.
Exactly. There was a pretty cool signed vinyl at the record exchange. It was Marshall Tucker Band. Fire on the mountain, lightning in the air. You know those guys.
Nope.
I know the song. Yes.
Marshall Tucker sounds like a shortstop for the Detroit Tigers.
Now playing shortstop for your Detroit Tigers,
Brandon
Marshall Tucker.
Yeah. He batted .265 last year. He said he's going to change his approach.
Well, Jim, he showed up to spring training in the best shape of his life.
I sing "Can't You See," right?
Can't you see?
I know that one.
Oh, can't you see?
What
is that them? Or am I making that up? Okay.
100% that's them.
I was like, if I'm making that up, that's yikes.
No, I did that song with a band a couple months ago. It's great. Good harmonies. Good song.
I do like that song.
So they had their Marshall Tucker Band record with all the autographs of the band at Record Exchange.
That's probably
that was pretty cool. $50 is what they're asking there.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Slap in the face to Marshall Tucker.
And
shortstop for the
and his band.
Detroit.
He probably would be better than Javi Baez.
Javi Baez is so bad. One of the all-time baseball moments, though, when he ran back to home and got the idiot to throw it to home, and he got to first, and then he got to one of the craziest clips I've ever seen.
But yes. I'll probably get like Master Republic on vinyl. It's
autographed by the band.
No, I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah,
but that's the kind of nice thing about Metallica is they've done a lot of reissues on their vinyl, so they're not as many like their albums.
Like you get an original, it's probably astronomical.
Original presses are more difficult to find, but even some of those since they sold so many copies, you know, of the popular records,
and they're old enough that like vinyl was still like a very because like a lot of times now they'll do a vinyl run of an album, but it's like a limited press run just because vinyls are like collectible.
Oh,
But,
only
like-
$899 for an autographed Master of Puppets vinyl.
Only $900.
Yeah, they probably signed a bunch of them when they did the reissue of the Master of Puppets, whatever year that would have been. That would have been 2016, I think.
34th
Master,
birthday
yeah.
present.
Okay.
Not for
Oh,
me.
But there was an original pressing of a Kill 'Em All album that was only like $200. It wasn't bad. Because it was a popular enough album that there was enough out there.
What
But
about like an original Black album?
that's maybe even cheaper, only because they sold
There's a
millions
shit
of them.
ton of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's
sold millions of
I
them.
think this Good Kid, Mad City will be worth something one day, right?
Probably. It's an original pressing, and it's the one that Xavi's record has got mislabeled. It's a 2 vinyl set, and the first vinyl's got an A and B side, right? But it's got 2 B side stickers on it.
Brand said, I'm gonna need that back.
Brand's like, I got him. I put the second sticker on there.
Don't know what you got till it's gone. But yeah. So now I'm on the slippery slope of vinyls. So if anybody's got any recommendations on vinyls to check out, I'm here for it.
Nick raises his hand. What's your recommendation?
He probably already. Well, I think that you got to get the original press vinyl of the Beatles Walking Across the Street. I think it was just to the Beatles self-titled album, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's really cool album art back in the day. Iron Maiden.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, all their albums are dope looking. Eddie, I think is his name.
Yeah,
the
that's the guy. Shouts out, Bill. This is for you.
Green Day.
There was a Kerplunk album on vinyl at the Record Exchange,
Right, cool.
but that was like a repress. They didn't press them when they released that album originally because it was only CD era,
Yeah. Well,
But yeah, so
That's,
speaking of Beatles albums, like that White Album by the Beatles, original press. If you can ever find one of those, it's like 20 grand.
holy shit.
Yeah. Anything that's super old like that, anything that's super old like
And
that,
super popular.
What about
that you
Yellow
can
Submarine?
find a pristine copy of, is bananas.
Let me see. Let's get
Originally pressed, like not a re-release.
Yeah.
right, and we'll get producer Tony on it. Like a Dark Side of the Moon original press. I bet is also like super valuable.
So an original press Beatles White Album without the sleeve, just the vinyl naked. Going bid on, has 2 bids on it right now on eBay for $1,300
Without the sleeve.
without the sleeve.
That's crazy.
How do you lose a sleeve to that?
Dude, I mean, people think about how we treated CDs, kind of. That's how people treated their vinyls back in the day. They didn't
This is
care.
an
They used them
investment.
as...
This is an investment. You could buy just the album for $1,300, just the sleeve for $1,400,
Ooh.
and combined they're like $10,000.
Could they
Yeah.
prove that they
That
could
they
prove
weren't
that
combined?
Yeah. No way.
Hard to say.
If they have serial numbers on everything.
We're going to be on to something.
Do
What do you
that
guys do for a
every
living? We find mismatched vinyls and
Put them together and sell them as a complete set and fuck people.
Dude, there's obviously people out there that make a ton of money on buying and selling vinyls. Like, it's just like, I guess anything if you know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Antiques and stuff.
capitalism.
Capitalism's kind of fun. It's not fun. I don't know.
Aren't you like very anti-capitalism?
Yeah.
No.
He's anti.
I'm
everything.
anti-everything. No, I'm just anti-taking advantage of the people.
I think you're anti-people more than anything, right?
What does that mean?
The crux of it. All these things you dislike are basically just things that developed over time due to human greed and selfishness.
Yes.
Right?
Anti-greed. Is there anything wrong with that?
No,
Do you have any
but
interest
I'm
in the
just
most
saying that's
expensive
why.
vinyl of all time?
It's got to be like a sealed version of something.
Thriller?
Maybe like a Beatles box set.
It
or
is.
something.
It was released in 2008.
Whoa. Kanye?
It's by a band I've never heard of.
Okay. They must have done like a very short press of vinyls then.
It is the Scaramanga Silk.
I was going to say.
Oh, that was on the tip of my tongue.
Title Choose Your Weapon. It sells right now for $27,500.
Was it only a single record or is it like an album? You said the title of the album is...
single-sided.
I'm going to bet that band couldn't
Jesus.
even afford their own vinyl.
But the number 2 is the original run of Prince's Black Album. $25,000.
25 grand. That's a lot of money for a fucking album.
The
It's Rich Man's Game.
The Beatles' most expensive album is Love Me Do, and it is $15,000.
Love me do. How much?
$15,000.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Uma Guma by Pink Floyd is 14,400.
I want that just for the name.
Uma Guma?
This is my Aunt Uma Guma.
Uma Guma. As Aunt Uma Guma. All right, well, that's my trip down Vinyl Road. So now
Jesus,
I'm stuck in.
This is horrible.
I'm stuck
I think
in that
that we're
cycle.
probably gonna have to pivot to do wrestling and then the Mount Rushmore because
Pivot?
we're gonna have to be done by 3:00.
Yeah,
That's who?
Xavi.
You guys can go on. You can carry on if you.
Xavi's got to work the old Rosalitas from More Tales of the
Again?
Service
Is that
Table.
all you do?
You these days.
So
These days,
guys, what happened last week in the world of wrestling?
I'm glad you asked.
Oh, thank you for asking.
Do you remember what happened last Raw?
I do. Well, it started again for the second week in a row with an epic promo by one John Cena.
All-time heel.
Just
John Cena's an all-time heel. That's what
I'm
we're
already
saying.
saying it. I'm already saying
he is, and again addressed by Cody Rhodes as the babyface. And I've said it to Nick off air. I think that Cody Rhodes is holding his own on the mic, which I don't think a lot of people expected because it's kind of how John Cena came to be. John Cena was his mic work back in the way back when he was the doctor of thugonomics.
What? Well, he addressed that, but I was gonna get to that, but I wanted Brendan to give his rehash. But before he moved on from the promo, I was gonna talk about my favorite part from it.
Do it.
Of the promo?
Yeah, okay, so John Cena at one point says, "You guys are so predictable."
To the crowd.
Yes, and he was like, and he
That's
said,
his shtick.
when I
Everybody's
do
fault.
this, you're gonna act like this. And they say, what? He said, when I do this, you're gonna do this. They say, what? And he's like, when I speak in rhythmic tones, you're gonna say what? And like everybody was like, oh. He said, you're proving my point. And I was like, God, John Cena is good at this.
Who started the what? Wasn't that Austin?
Stone Cold.
Yeah, Austin.
Yeah. He started as a prank call because he was calling Christian the wrestler, but like off, like outside the show. And he said he was like just prank calling him in a voicemail. And he's like, "Hey Christian, what?" And like just basically answering his own statements with the question "what?" And he's like, "Oh, this is a funny bit. I'm gonna take it to wrestling." And he's like,
And it became bigger than he ever thought. It's still going on now.
Yeah, I mean, and I can't say it without hearing it like that. You know, what?
Yeah,
That's
the whole crowd.
The whole,
Yeah.
You ever had everybody ask what to something that isn't even a question?
Like if you're a wrestler trying to
There
cut
you
a
go.
promo and you don't want to be interrupted, you cannot stop. You just have to keep going. Do not talk in rhythmic tones like John's. You have to do this. You can't.
You can't do it like a poem. You can't end on periods.
It's got to be a rat-a-tat-tat style.
It does.
It does. Or you're gonna get someone's gonna. Yeah, or you're gonna.
And a non-seasoned vet will get flustered, and you can see it happening in the promo because like they're not wanting the crowd. John Cena though
Does not care.
He's seasoned as they come.
It doesn't matter what you think.
I will note that 2 weeks ago when he did his promo, there was a split crowd that was saying, "Fuck you, Cena," and "Let's go, Cena," or "Let's go, Cena. Cena sucks." This week it was all Cena. It was all "Fuck you, Cena."
All Cena all the time.
Well, you know when he comes out, they say,
Yeah.
So-
John Cena sucks.
yeah. Now the crowd goes, John Cena sucks.
Okay, I can appreciate that remix.
Yeah.
I'm liking it.
Oh, and he plays into it, and he's rebranded his gear. He's rebranded his Titantron.
It's like the Hulk going to NXT. He rebranded. He had the
didn't-
weird
he said
beard
he
for a little
won't
bit. Didn't,
said he won't change his song or who he is, but it's our fault.
wasn't that bearded Hulk when he was with NXT or whatever? Wasn't that
NWO.
NWO? That's
Yeah,
it.
he
I don't know,
died.
some sort of
And it-
three-letter abbreviation.
New World Order.
He grew because he always had the Fu Manchu,
Right.
But he grew a black.
That's what I'm saying.
Which makes you think either he's dyeing his beard or
Yeah.
he's dyeing his Fu Manchu. Because how did that happen?
Had to be the beard.
If he's
That's
di-
probably
and
my
if he's
favorite period of the Hulk.
the Hulkster?
Yeah,
Back
the
when he
bearded
was
Hulkster,
Scotty
dude.
Hall and the Diesel?
Well, he had the best heel turn before.
John Cena.
And then he had the real heel turn at courts when he had to distinguish between
God
the
damn.
Hulk, the wrestler, and Terry, the real life
Man.
small penis man. Look up the court case if you got questions. They basically have to say like, no, I was being Hulk the wrestler because Terry in real life doesn't have a big penis.
Wow.
Was like the
if that's a real
dude, I
thing,
swear to
that's
God, look at the
hilarious.
court transcripts. It's
I
pretty
would rather
entertaining.
not.
So anyway, fill me in. What did I miss? Well, how did Cena end up his promo after he
Well,
told the
Cody
crowd?
Rhodes came out, like Brendan said, and he was basically calling him out, and he was like saying, "You want this belt? Come take it right now." But John Cena, he doesn't want it. The fans wanted that. And
Sure.
he
Yeah,
doesn't-
Cody Rhodes got out there. He was in a suit.
Yes.
Looked proper.
"You want
Took
it?
off his
Come
jacket,
take
took
it."
off the tie, unbuttoned the shirt, and then laid the belt down at John Cena's feet and said, "If you want it, take it."
Sure.
John Cena did not take it.
Yeah, because WrestleMania is in 4 weeks.
That's what I was telling Nick. Like, this is like the playoffs of their Super Bowl.
Playoffs?
Yeah, because like you got to think if WrestleMania is their Super Bowl, we are now in like the NFL playoffs equivalent to their Super Bowl.
It's like sweeps for news. You know, they got to save all their good storylines for sweep season, baby. So now it's sweep seasons. Bring out John Cena, turn that bitch heel, set him up for WrestleMania, 100%. Oh, they won't fight before then. Why would he? Jay's home from work. That's why there's a little footsteps ahead of us, and Xavier's got looks on his eyes like there might be a murderer here.
It was like we're reenacting the scene from The Lion King where Mufasa's hanging off the, what is it, stampede.
Because there's a couple animals upstairs walking around. He said, "Oh my God, there's a stampede going on."
I heard it and it didn't even cause me to flinch.
But anyways, I'm not a professional.
Nope.
But I will say that, so basically Cody Rhodes set his mic down, was like this, and John Cena acted like he was going to engage, and then gave him the whole...
Not worth my time.
Yep.
Got out of the ring.
Yeah.
Then you have the...
You know what would have happened if he would have actually like grabbed him and tried to fight him? Triple H would have ran out there and said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! This is for WrestleMania."
No, he would have sent the commissioner out.
But yeah, I don't know who the commissioner is.
Outside of John Cena, though, the world of wrestling, as you have alluded to, is setting up a lot of big stories to get to WrestleMania.
The world of wrestling as we know it.
I would not be spending this much time on each podcast talking about it if I didn't think each person listening, man, woman, young, old, would be enjoying this right now.
Yep.
Is that what we're doing?
That's what. Yeah, Xavier's pushing the train of WWE.
When
fandom.
you agree, it's probably best it's been since the Attitude
Era. I would say
Era.
the adaptation to Netflix has, in more ways than one, like released wrestling's handcuffs of network television to where they can kind of do whatever the hell they want again.
Yeah. While simultaneously,
just in time for me to cancel, or just while I canceled Netflix.
Vince McMahon was head of creative, and I think transitioning to his son-in-law being head of creative is also like.
Yeah, I think one of the darkest times for wrestling was, God, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
No one, like Vince McMahon going through everything he was going through. Wrestling itself kind of going through everything. It was very dark.
I definitely thought it was losing some steam. I'm like, makes sense. Can't be that popular forever. But here we go, brother.
Wrong.
It turned itself around.
It found Netflix.
Just when we thought it was gone, it totally redeemed itself.
I agree.
And they
100%.
brought The Rock out a few years ago, bringing him back into the fold.
Well, I mean, when you go from like the Attitude Era, which a lot of people say is the golden era of wrestling, and you go from that to an era where you're not allowed to cuss, you're not allowed to bleed, you're not allowed to
no bleeding.
Yeah,
really. I mean, I hear you.
And you couldn't you had to
sponsorship dollars, baby. They didn't want to see it.
You gotta you can't have scantalously clothed women. You gotta
and that's why they
button
really
it all up.
That's why Netflix really was the right move for him, because that allows them to be able to separate from sponsors a little bit. They don't have to be as reliant on keeping all of the sponsors pleased.
They don't give a shit now.
And as a feminist of the podcast, I gotta say, why can the men still come out in nothing but trunks, but the women can't be out there just?
That's a societal question, not a wrestling question.
Show more skin.
You can walk outside.
Women
right
should
now
be
with
able
just
to wear
shorts on.
whatever they want and not be judged and
Free the
viewed
nipple.
as some kind of slut.
Free the nipple. I'm
Free
down.
the nipple.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
if you react to an open boob, that's your problem.
It's because these men are pigs.
Yes.
And they can't see women half clothed without, getting...
Control your boners.
No, hey, they must want me. No. You're
are
Johnny
impossible for a
Nosebleeds
13-year-old.
with a tub of popcorn and a large Pepsi.
Yeah. Nobody wants your nubbins. Keep it to yourself.
Never heard the word nubbins used in a sentence. I like it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I was ready to try.
Yeah, you don't want to be referred to as a nubbin.
Captain Nubbins.
What are you referring to as a nubbin?
Anything below 3 inches, probably. Nubbins.
Yeah, well, that's all I'm saying. Penis.
Well, sure.
Yes.
Yeah. What else am I referring to? Your
Yeah,
nubbins.
what were you? Some kind of chicken
Nipples?
entree?
Long nipples?
Oh, yikes.
Those are so. Hey, what do you think? Male nipples useless? Should we just do away with them? Evolution.
Dude, I don't know how you would do that. Just at birth, you get circumcised, they just shave them off.
Yeah, somewhere it was determined that extra skin wasn't needed, so they decided to cut it off. Go ahead with the nipples.
Cheese grater that shit or something.
How weird would that look?
My nipples chafe sometimes.
Sometimes, I sweat for
Doing
a living.
some marathon running.
Oh, it was when I was like running every day, like a couple years ago. Like my nipples started like
Andy Bernard style, dude.
I felt like, dude, I was deodorizing my nipples to try to prevent.
Dude, I tape my nipples in the summer because I'd be sitting on a forklift and just my fat ass bouncing up and down on a forklift all day. Whew.
Damn.
I'm hurting. Hurt locker.
Damn. That sucks.
So to round out wrestling,
So anything else from the wrestling?
well, no, because it's probably going to be more of the same up until WrestleMania. So just to,
well, yeah, they have storylines building up to every title. Every title will be up for WrestleMania like they always are. The main storyline obviously being John Cena turning heel and Cody Rhodes and their title, and then
so I'm gonna say, did they already have an opponent picked out for Cody Rhodes because he's got the belt?
No, so not really.
They don't.
So the way
announce
that
the
the two main belts, the heavyweight championship and the WWE championship. Those are the two big boys.
Big old belts.
One held by Gunther, who
Gunther.
Yeah, not a good one. And
great wrestler though.
Yeah, great wrestler. Not a good mic guy. The other one held by Cody Rhodes, and the ability to challenge for them is up to grabs in the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber, respectively.
Okay.
John Cena won the Elimination Chamber.
That's right. We had a whole discussion.
He earned the right to face Cody Rhodes.
About Elimination Chambers.
But at that point, he wasn't heel. So him turning heel was like after he earned the right to face Cody Rhodes.
Okay. I mean, I get that, I guess.
That's why Cody Rhodes
still
said,
not like officially announced that they're going to match up.
No,
it's official.
Okay.
It was official when John Cena won the elimination.
Gotcha.
So that you earn when you win the Royal Rumble, you earn the right to the heavyweight championship fight
at WrestleMania.
So Jey Uso.
So it's just a known that they're going to meet up there as it is, and people were just like, "Oh boy, they're going to throw down."
Well, everyone just thought it was because John Cena's racing for his record.
And they're pushing that on Raw, right? That's where they're mostly doing their.
Yeah. Well, John Cena's pushing for his 17th heavyweight title, which would be the record.
Over
Cody Rhodes?
No.
Woo! Jesus. Oh, he's facing Cody Rhodes. I see what you're saying. He's going to get the record over Ric Flair.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew that. I didn't need any help.
Limousine riding, jet flying, Rolex wearing, with kiss stealing.
What else?
Son of a gun. Oh, and he's having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
One of the greatest OG promos.
I
He
can
did
dig
it
it.
every time.
I can dig it. Well, I do like, what's Cody Rhodes' dad's name? He was
Dusty.
Randy. Right? Not Randy.
Dusty.
Randy Rhodes.
So
No,
not
Dusty.
Randy.
I actually
Dusty Rhodes.
Outright
He's
Liz.
got a good promo. I like. He's got that like Southern lisp kind of draw.
His son's got the
I
lisp
thought that was
too.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
Brent hates Cody Rhodes because of his lisp.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes does have a lisp, but I mean,
Unless
you can look past
unless
it.
you speak super, clear, fluent English all the time, you got nowhere to talk. Everybody's got a little bit of something going on.
I actually
What's he
where I
talking
grew up, where I live right now in Troy, the Harley Race Wrestling Academy is out there in Troy. Like a lot of the big old wrestlers like Dusty Rhodes, Charlie Race, Ric Flair, they've all like came up through like there.
Yeah,
All wrestling all the time.
brother.
Back to Hulk Hogan and his small penis.
Well, thanks for bringing me.
Title of the episode is just gonna be Hulk Hogan's small penis.
Dude, I'm telling you, if you guys want a good laugh, go find that disposition or that court case where they made him distinguish between being Hulk Hogan the man and
The
Terry.
only episode I'm ever on is Hulk Hogan's small penis. I'm gonna be pissed.
The episode the first one Brady was on, it was titled
Clay Thompson era. or something
Yes,
like that.
yes.
See, I know.
Damn,
S.T.L. trivia.
he's a historian.
Yeah, dude.
I am an avid listener.
Brendan Butler or Buck Swope.
But speaking of, we could probably do one day a Mount Rushmore of our episodes, but that's not today.
Not today. We
Mount
did bring.
Rushmore of Sit Talk Listen episodes.
Not today.
We'll get there.
We can do that after 100.
Yeah.
My episode better make it.
We'll see.
We're gonna find
hell
out.
just happened?
Look, it's not up for us to determine. We're gonna let our thousands and
base.
thousands of listeners.
By the time we get to 100, it will be thousands and thousands.
You mean it's already thousands? Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah, you guys have a producer in house.
Tony's in the closet.
Tony's been
National Coming Out of the Closet Day, October 11th.
But speaking of Mount Rushmores,
Yeah, so we brought Brendan in today, not only to talk wrestling and get us up to speed, which he did,
I did, yes.
It wasn't just me telling Xavi that wrestling's dumb and him trying to tell me it wasn't. I got a little more info today, but, I'll be interested. Let me know when WrestleMania comes around.
The second weekend of April.
All right, I won't watch, but I'll listen to you
watching.
guys.
You'll watch.
It's work.
I probably won't watch it.
You can
You said
tax
it's
right off.
show research.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fucking work.
But we also brought Brendan in today because we're doing our final sports rivalry, Mount Rushmore, and it's going to be soccer rivalries.
Football.
Football, as it's also known across the globe.
Correct.
And I enjoy soccer. I enjoy a good soccer game, but my knowledge of soccer leagues and teams and all that stuff is pretty minimal, and I kind of think that Xavi's in that same boat as me. So Brendan's going to steer the ship on this. He's going to guide us through the ocean of soccer rivalries. But you know what else we got today, Xavi, with our Mount Rushmore segment?
What is it?
We do. We have a new
God, hit him like a ton of bricks.
intro. So we got.
He teed you up and I reacted. You just stared at us like we're idiots.
Yeah. I was like, we have another surprise guest. Fucking Lionel Messi's here.
The real surprise guest coming out of the corner.
Down the stairs.
So without further ado,
That's
let's
right, I
get
did. I looked
into
at this
our
shirtless.
Mount Rushmore.
Because he can do that 'cause he's a man.
Yeah. A little production in today's Mount Rushmore.
Hey.
Ooh, I like it.
Hey.
We're
Hey.
making moves. First episode I'm on here. First episode with a background music.
All right, so Brendan, kick us off. Let's not do your top, save the top rivalry for last.
Yeah, we'll start. We'll go 4. I have him kind of ranked 4-1.
Okay, so this would be like the Teddy Roosevelt on the Mount Rushmore. He's probably the fourth guy on there. Maybe
As
Madison.
far as like in what?
Ricochet shots at Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, look, Teddy
He's the
Roosevelt.
shittiest of the 4.
Teddy Roosevelt only got on Mount Rushmore because he was the president at the time.
So you're saying Teddy Roosevelt, in his mind, only didn't do anything of worth except for design and have the monument built.
Something like that. So I think it's pretty, easy to say Roosevelt, least important guy that's on Mount Rushmore. So we just got to go in that order. Give me your least important first.
All right. Well, let's change this up. Who do you think should go last? So which president's the most influential on there? Who should go?
It's either George Washington or Abe Lincoln's not on there.
Oh, he's not on there.
No.
It's Teddy Roosevelt, George Washington. Is Hamilton on there?
Nope.
Thomas Jefferson.
Who the fuck else?
And
Ooh, the wild card.
yeah, that's probably the least the least big name of the 4.
James Madison.
Oh, wow.
No. Anyway, okay. So I got each of these rivalries has a nickname or a name associated with the actual rivalry. I'm going to tell you the name of it first. What is known by.
Like it's got its own name just for the rivalry?
Yes. So and then I'm going to see if you guys can, with that association, have anything to offer as far as what's going on.
Okay.
Number 4 is the Manchester Derby.
Manchester Derby.
Yes.
Oh, Derby or Derby?
It's pronounced Derby like British people, but it's spelled
British
Derby.
people.
Well, it's got to be City versus United.
Gotta be, because it is.
Oh, Man City?
It is Manchester City versus Manchester United.
Ooh, you familiar?
I know the teams, yes.
Well, the city of Manchester is
England.
where they're both located, and in fact, the grounds of both of their stadiums are approximately 4 miles apart, which is the crux of this entire rivalry.
I'd say, 4 miles.
They are within spitting distance of each other.
Neighbors.
That's close to probably the Yankees and Mets.
I would assume, probably, and that's Bronx and Queens, and they're closer than that.
Is there
it's
any
closer than-
parallels? Is there anything like distinguishable between like the fan bases? Like what makes each?
Well,
I guess you're gonna get into it.
So the way it works is there's a road in Manchester, and it's if you live on X side of the road, you wear red, you are United. If you live on Y side of the road, you wear blue, you are City.
Damn. Bloods versus Crips, dude. Always
is.
red versus blue.
I love it.
It is the reds and the baby blue specifically for City. They have played each other 195 times in their history.
That seems like it. I guess soccer, maybe they only play like once a year, twice a year at most.
So with soccer and a lot of these, there's a lot, much like, how do I associate this with American sport? Like the NBA Cup, how there's a tournament in the middle of the year for no reason.
Tournament.
In European soccer actually everywhere in the world soccer, there are tournaments and cups like that for all levels all the time during their seasons.
Yeah.
Plus Champions League, which is like the upper ups of every division in European soccer, all go to one tournament and say who's the best of everybody.
Of like the teams, the league teams.
Yeah, so like the Premier League their top 4 teams all go to the Champions League.
Okay,
the La Liga, their top 4 teams all go.
Bundesliga, second Bundesliga.
No.
Oh,
The Serie A, Ligue 1.
I'm being schooled here. Xavi, what do you know about this? You're not.
I think I heard League One.
Okay.
Serie A is the Italians' first division. Ligue 1 is the French first division.
Is it French?
Yeah, but even like the smaller divisions, like every country pretty much has their own. Over there has their own, and they pretty much all send at least one team to Champions League. Big, massive tournament, best of the best.
So the Champions League is a tournament. It's not like a yearly league, it's a yearly tournament.
So your finish in your domestic league allows you access to the Champions League tournament.
Okay, interesting.
Would you say this rivalry between City and United is friendly, or there's a lot of vitriol, hatred?
I would say of the rivalries we're going to talk about today, it is the most friendly.
Most friendly?
Yeah.
Oh,
obviously,
so it's like,
obviously there's hate because it's a rivalry, and you're from the same city. But as far as like violence,
they chose violence.
There's not. It's a pretty, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that for a long time, especially in our lifetime, United was like the juggernaut, and City was kind of shit. Recently, City's like a juggernaut, and United's kind of shit.
Dang. At least there's that nice parity, a little bit, I guess. I don't know. They have their swings.
So out of their 195 matches, their first match they ever played against each other was 1881.
Hell yeah. I'm a fan.
It is currently, as we stand, in all competitions, the record is 80, 61, and 54 for United.
Okay.
Oh.
So now City's chance to make up some ground.
City has made up a lot of ground in the last, I would say, 10 years. Because it used to be the elites of the elites, because in soccer you can pretty much buy whoever you want.
Sure.
The elites of the elites went to a couple other teams on this list, and United. That was big honchos.
Big old honchos.
Cristiano Ronaldo has played for United. I know that's one of the big boys.
We know that name.
I've heard of him.
Wayne Rooney?
Wayne Rooney. Yeah, I know. Hey, look, England was my team on FIFA for the bit of time I played FIFA.
And then there's big guys that have played for, like Sergio Aguero is like one of the all-time Premier League scorers of all time.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay, Bob. I'll just drive
you lost me at Wayne Rooney.
Spaniard. Sergio Aguero.
Sergio Aguero is Argentinian.
Jesus.
Same thing.
Who brought this guy?
Well, Brady is the only person who's knowing who could even correct you. You could tell me anything, and I'd be like, yeah. You could hear a text from Brady if you said something wrong, but other than that, you could be like, fucking Jesus Christ, the Redeemer himself, played for Man United.
That's Brazilian.
That's why we brought Brendan in. He's our soccer ringer.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Well, so
we got Man City and United.
Man City United.
They're the Roosevelt or so.
Yeah, they are the 4th place. An honorable mention is probably more notable inside the Premier League, but it's not as close in proximity.
Premier League.
It'd be Man United and Liverpool.
Liverpool.
I know isn't that Brady's team?
Yeah.
Liverpool?
4 chaps from Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool.
Did they play soccer? The Beatles?
Probably.
Know.
Everybody in
Does
England
Liverpool
plays soccer.
sucks or no?
Yeah, no. Liverpool did not suck.
Ooh.
But that was the
honorable mention though.
Yeah, I would say the more heated rivalry, I guess, would be City United, just because they're literally a stone's throw away from each other.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous that there are 2 massive Premier League teams that are,
and it's generational. Like you said, they've been playing each other for hundreds of years,
100-something years.
So it's been through many a generation of family where this is what we do. We just hate our neighbors because that's what we do.
Well, it's crazy. England's way more condensed than the United States, and so they have all these teams, and like the proximity is going to be.
Yeah, it's like you can fit 2 Englands in the state of Texas.
Yeah, but there's also more people than any city in America in that same space.
Yes.
So that
it's very condensed, but it gets crazy. But that is actually the only Premier League rivalry I have on here.
Okay.
We could do a whole show on just how crazy the Premier League gets because of that proximity. There's massive teams that are at most the size of like a state away from each other.
Yeah, but we're doing international soccer, baby. We need the best of the best when it comes to the Mount Rushmore of soccer. Because you know why? Because we're not going to spend any more time on it after today.
So number 3 is known as the Derby della Madonna.
That is Real Madrid versus Barcelona.
I don't know. I don't have a guess.
It is incorrect.
Oh,
you are looking for Inter Milan versus AC Milan.
Okay, I think I've heard of those teams.
I've heard of those teams.
You sound in Spanish when you talk.
Italy. Anyway, another
Spanish,
massive,
Italian, similar languages.
another massive rivalry that happens within the same city. Both teams.
There's another rivalry within Milan that's not even these two?
No. I'm talking like Manchester is one city.
Oh,
two teams, same city.
Right.
Inter Milan, AC Milan, both
same team.
More
city
heated.
Yeah.
Milan. And that's more heated than like I always thought the Manchesters were the big.
Those Italians are passionate, you know?
The craziest part of this rival to me is that they share the same stadium.
Yeah, that's like the Jets and the Giants and all those guys.
No, only they hate each other.
Yeah,
Just
these
the
teams
Giants barely
actually.
ever play.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But they share a stadium, and it's like makes it a little less fun.
So this rivalry officially
because what fan base then thinks, oh, this is our stadium, we have to protect it? Like it
AC and
becomes
Inter Milan. When they play each other, literally, you can tell the stadium because Inter Milan. Oh, it's red and blue again. Inter Milan wears blue and black. AC Milan wears red.
It's
and black.
always left versus right, red versus blue, baby.
It literally kind of is. Anyway, actually, no. The next two have no red or blue in them at all.
Wow.
They officially started their rivalry in 1909.
Hell yeah!
So it was a little younger than the Manchester Derby.
116.
But they've played 240 times.
Oh.
In all competitions.
All right, give us the.
It is 91, 79, and 69 to Inter. A lot of people say that AC Milan is the bigger team.
That's what I would think.
But Inter, back especially in the 80s and 90s, was just a powerhouse.
Straight up
powerhouse. People that you guys have ever heard of that have played for either one of these teams? Have you guys heard of Zlatan Ibrahimovic?
Yes.
Ibrahimovic?
Zlatan.
Yeah.
He played for AC and Inter.
He did?
He's played for both.
Oh.
And Manchester United. Shit. Look at him
MU.
go. Never played for City, though.
So that's our James Madison. Any other fun facts on that rivalry?
No, I mean, another one that's not as heated. They share a stadium, which I think is wild.
Yeah.
They've played 240 times in 100 years. So, I mean, they play all the time.
The shared stadium thing really bugs me. I gotta be honest. I get, like, you know, you're one city, you're not going to pay for multiple stadiums. But if you really hate each other this bad, how can you share a stadium with your enemy?
Clippers and Lakers did for years, and then Clippers finally got their own stadium because you knew damn well whose stadium.
Yeah, they didn't want to keep looking up and see those Lakers banners.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's crazy. It's like if you look at the Serie A, the top division in Italy, it has, for its history, almost been dominated by those two teams exclusively.
What about Juventus?
With Juventus, but like mostly,
You like that?
almost exclusively AC and Inter. They're constantly just powerhouses.
All right.
Top of the table.
I'm going to be talking to the Europeans about this Mount Rushmore and see what they think after.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Now, number 2 is the most, I would say, obscure.
Yeah.
But in the soccer world, when you bring up rivalries, this has to be on there.
Hot.
And it is known as the Old Firm.
The Old Firm.
Old Firm.
That's got to be PSG versus
Procter and Gamble?
Yeah.
Yep, it's PSG versus Procter and Gamble. It is actually a team called Celtic versus a team called Rangers.
Oh.
Wait, those are both. We're talking basketball and hockey.
Yes.
I'm confused.
Jason Tatum faced Hank Lundqvist.
But these are the ones I like. I want to know, like, if this rivalry's on there and it's niche.
So where are these guys? Where are these guys from?
They are also in the same city. They are in Glasgow, Scotland.
Ooh.
They're Scottish.
What league is this?
Scottish Premier League.
Oh, that checks out.
So now,
Do they get a seat at the Champions Cup?
They do. If you win the Scottish Premier League, you go to the Champions League.
Okay.
Now,
Pretty cool.
they have been playing for 135 years. Okay, 1890.
Great Scott.
Thanks for doing the math.
They have played 445 times.
Whoa, that's a lot. You got it. They say we're not leaving this island of Scotland to play anybody. We're just gonna play these motherfuckers 400 something times. What?
So now, where this rivalry gets crazy is that it's actually a religious rivalry outside. Outside of soccer.
Sure.
Celtic representing the Catholics and Rangers representing the Protestants.
Oh.
So outside, these people absolutely hate each other.
Yeah, who's got Jesus on their
I
side?
like this.
You can't.
Well, they both do.
It is a moral, and it is more than that. Even it's almost like the right versus the left.
Yeah.
Like if you like the Celtics, if you like Celtic, you like you're a Catholic, you are on like the left, you do this, that, you have a very set, and it's in like almost Scottish culture that you are this thing because you follow Celtic, and you are this thing if you follow Rangers, and there is zero crossover.
Poor, what'd you say, Glasgow,
Scotland.
I like that though. That's my favorite rivalry so far.
They would say it is like a blood feud.
Yeah,
like,
I can say
they hate each other.
Like he said, if it's tied into actual like religion and stuff like that, it goes. It's hard for them to find friendly ground.
That's deeper than college football.
And I'm saying almost 500 times in 100 years.
It sucks for the city. I mean, it sucks for the city, but it's good for the city. It's good for the city because they know it's forever going to be a popular thing. Soccer is, but it sucks because like, how do you ever bridge that gap and like get
when
Protestants and Catholics.
When Celtics and Rangers play, it is I've read that it's considered a cultural phenomenon in Scotland.
It probably would be when a soccer team and a hockey team meet up.
A basketball team and a hockey team?
Yeah, that too.
But it happens 5 times a year. Does that kill it at all?
No, they say every time it is an absolute
well, I guess Blues Blackhawks,
mega show.
You hate them every time.
Yeah.
And that's just like that is. And I try to figure out because like why it's called the Old Firm. I was like, that's a random ass name, and no one really knows. Like
they're firmly planted in their beliefs.
No, because they used to be Old Firm Friends. They used to be. They used to be recognized as the Old Firm Friends.
Well,
and
they fucked that up.
And they fucked that all up, and now they hate each other. Damn. That is number 2. Celtic versus Rangers in the Scottish Premiership.
And who did you give us stats
who's winning?
on? Yeah,
okay, so it's 171 to 170 with 104 draws.
What the
I like
Rangers
that.
winning.
Oh.
Now, in championships of the Scottish Premiership, the Rangers have won the league 55 times, and Celtic has won 54 times.
Oh.
It is almost straight down the middle.
Are they the top 2 dogs of that league?
They are the top dogs.
I like that the most, that they're really close when it comes to league topping rather than like head-to-head matchups. You know, so many fucking ties in soccer.
Yeah, I figured the ties are going to be a problem with you guys because there is a lot, but...
Sister kissing.
Pussy sport.
Only bitches tie.
They'll tie for a long time.
Hey.
Hey! Don't mention that shit.
We don't talk about that here, brother.
All right, and number 1.
George Washington.
The creme de la creme. It is known as El Clasico.
Oh, I know this one.
And what is it?
Davey? Not me. I don't know. I didn't say I know it. I don't know it.
It is out of...
You better roll your R's.
Whoa. It is Barcelona versus Real Madrid.
Correct.
That's good. Oh yeah.
Yes, that was very good. And you even put the TH in Barcelona. I don't know why they say it like that, but they do. But have you ever heard of Barcelona or Real Madrid?
I have. I've heard of both of those squads.
Have you heard of the event known as El Clasico?
Nope.
It's unfortunate.
Now I know though. El Clasico. I'm interested.
So now this is another one that runs deeper than soccer. Okay, so have you guys ever heard of the Catalan people or Catalonia?
Yes.
I've heard of Catalonia, yeah.
Okay, so Catalonia is like a region inside Spain that since its inception has pretty much always been fighting for their independence.
Oh, interesting.
Now, the Catalan people are Spanish. They're of Spain, but they consider themselves their own thing. And what could you guess what they consider their capital?
Madrid. Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the actual capital of Spain is Madrid.
Ooh, it's a capital off.
Capital off! Yeah, capital off. So...
They just feel a little slighted.
Barcelona wants independence from Spain?
No, Catalonia.
That's like the region.
The region of Catalonia is like to the far eastern side of Spain.
But they want to be their own country.
They want to be their own country, and it's this is a political, geopolitical war that has been going on for years in Spain, and it is headed and fronted by Barcelona versus Real Madrid.
Yeah, they get behind the soccer teams.
It is...
They said we should just play for keeps.
Yeah, play pink slip.
And both teams are always so elite.
Yes. Arguably the two best, not even arguably, the two best players of our generation headed those two teams for decades.
Do you think it's just the money that Spain generates is so much off of soccer that they pump so much back into it that they're able
Barcelona actually went broke.
Well, somehow they're able to get the best players. I mean, we're at a point.
They've
gone a little far, I guess.
They still kind of do, but The amount of money that Leo Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo made for the country of Spain by themselves, outside of...
And what's that, the Spanish Premier League?
No, La Liga.
La Liga.
El Clásico in La Liga.
Fucking stupid.
Yes. I even knew that.
But it is the biggest soccer event of the year every year, other than maybe the Champions League final. But when El Clásico comes on, the world notices, not just Spain.
Well,
the world.
Consider me interested. Do you know how many times do they play a year?
So their first match was in 1902. So we got another one that's about 120, 130 years old.
Yeah.
And they have played 302 times in all matches.
So like 2 to 3 times a year.
And Barcelona
I mean, from that average, I don't know if it's like more or less these days. If
Barcelona
they just do once
13
a year.
more wins.
Well, they also meet in the Champions League a lot.
Oh, sure. That makes sense.
Like Leo versus Cristiano in the Champions League final happened, I think, 3 times.
Ooh.
Leo got the best of them.
Twice.
So that would be. Do they still call it a? What did you say? Classic.
El Clásico.
El Clásico. It's still El Clásico. If it's
Anytime
in.
they meet, it's El Clásico. The classic.
Oh well.
Hand up, Messi. I was a Ronaldo guy. I converted.
Me too. I am a converted Messi fan.
Oh, that's nice. He saw the light.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. When Messi, I think it was already starting to happen, but then when he won the World Cup, I was like, this guy is the fucking real deal. Like,
yeah, it wasn't the real deal before that, but now he is. Is that the reserve for the tall man sign you guys took from the bar?
yeah.
Nice. Call back to old shows. I like that.
Yep.
Yeah, lore.
It's part of the studio now.
Part of the lore. So, all time, it is 127 Barcelona, 111 Real Madrid, with 64 ties.
Oh.
That's pretty even, honestly. But do you have like when they met in Champions Leagues? Who has the better?
They've met in Champions League finals 3 times, and it's 2-1 Barcelona.
I think that gives Barcelona the slight edge in their mind. I mean, what do you think? Like if you win the tops of the tops, head to
Give them
head,
their independence.
Give Catalan, just the Catalan people just give it to them.
That would be the ultimate. Like, we're gonna decide this over sport.
That's what I was. That's what I said.
Back in like the Roman.
That's what I'm
Empire,
saying.
The
They need to do
When
it
I said
now.
play for keeps. That's what I was talking about.
You
Do soccer
independence,
matchups
earn
for independence.
What sucks is Barcelona's kind of fallen off a little bit, and Real Madrid's still
Where's
signing.
Neymar?
What?
Where's Neymar?
In Saudi Arabia.
He left too.
Took that Saudi money, baby.
Damn, all these motherfuckers, dude.
Ronaldo, Saudi money.
Messi.
Saudi money in America.
Hey, baby.
This is America.
Oil is what made the world go around the last 100
And they give
years.
him like a piece of the team.
150
Literally.
years. 100.
But yeah, I would say those are the top, in my opinion.
So let's run them down again, Brendan. Give us it from top to bottom.
So number 4, you have the Manchester Derby, which is Manchester City versus Manchester United.
Man City, Man United.
Number 3, you have AC Milan versus Inter Milan. In the Italian league.
Yep.
Number 2, you have Celtic versus Rangers in the Scottish Premier League.
I did like that one. I did like that.
Number 1 is El Clásico, Real versus Barca.
And it's interesting because that one, is really, it's got to be a heated rivalry because it's like the only rivalry that's not inner city. Like they're not within the same.
They're pretty
cities.
far apart actually.
But they've been rivals for 100+ years.
But it makes sense with the history of the
the region being wanting its independence from.
I was reading about it, and they said there was a war like in the Napoleon era, where Catalonia used to be its own like independent place, and they lost in the Napoleon Wars, and Spain saved their ass and just kind of consumed them.
Yeah.
And ever since then, they're like, okay, cool, big brother, now give us our fucking land back, asshole.
You gotta pay for that somehow.
Spain's like, well, we won it fair and square.
We saved your ass.
Pretty much, and just took their shit and never get back.
Yeah.
So like, there's a big it's a big thing of almost political. Like, if you're from Catalonia, like you're from the eastern side of Spain, you don't fuck with the rest of Spain. Like, fuck those guys.
We don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I like
it. It was a great, way better than we could have done.
Yeah.
Off the cuff knowledge.
Shout out Brendan Bowler. Give me claps, snaps, claps. All I got.
So what I was tasked with, that's what I was here for.
Yeah.
I hope I delivered.
I'd have probably been on, something like, it's St. Louis FC versus Chicago, dude. That's the best rivalry.
Have you ever heard the Andrew Schultz bit about the Chicago Fire?
No, I'm all ears.
He said, he was like, it's crazy. Chicago's a crazy place. They named one of their sports teams after a massive tragedy in their city. They named the fucking team Chicago Fire.
Yeah.
He's like, that's like New York naming their team the New York 9/11s. We never fucking do that. We just named them the New York Jets.
Oh.
Yeah, that's great. They named it the Jets
9/11?
beforehand.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Well,
didn't Toledo name one of their teams like the Toledo Tornadoes? And it's like...
Yeah, that's a rough one.
This has been 2 months of Mount Rushmore of rivalries. This has been a year plus of a build-up for Brendan's first appearance, and I think that it delivered on all fronts. This was a fun episode.
Yeah, glad to have you in.
I will come back whenever you guys request me.
Well, we're going to have to look at the schedule. Gets a little tight. You know, we got a lot of people that are trying to get in.
You guys did wait for me to get off work, and I appreciate that.
We did, and from it's kind of bookmarked us going, because I'm currently about to head to work, so not to put such an abrupt ending on such a great episode like today. But
Davey said he's got to get the fuck out of here, everybody. So I hope you've enjoyed listening, because we're going to put a tag on this bad baby.
I appreciate the invite, and I hope it's not my only one.
It won't be.
It's his only one.
Well, on that note.